Streaming in 5, 4, 3.
Well, hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of us dweebs...
We use it already.
I know.
I've been using that a lot lately.
Oh, you guys aren't giving me any new material.
Fluffernutters.
Ooh. After the battle we just had, I think we're a little better than Fluffernutters.
It's a Critical Role reference.
It is a critical role.
Episode 39.
Clearly I didn't watch that.
That is with Knot and with Jester.
Yeah.
She
She
throws
is there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I guess we're a bunch of Critical Role fans
This is true.
who sit around and try to be like Critical Role as we roll dice, laugh at each other, and do some collaborative storytelling known as Dungeons & Dragons. And we are excited to have you here with us tonight as we continue our story and kind of had a giant epic battle last, 2 days ago on Sunday. Did a special little battle because our bard transitioned and is on her way towards marriage and moving down south. So
Marriage.
marriage.
It's what
It's
together.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That blessed arrangement. All right. We will end our Princess Bride references, even though we can probably quote the whole movie.
Most likely.
So we're picking things back up, sans Bard, and continuing our story. If you would like to see any of the past episodes, they are all up on YouTube, and we would love for you to go back and check them out. Do know that we did have some sound issues in the first couple of episodes that we did eventually work through, so if you bear with us, the sound does get better, and we actually implemented some new sound equipment last episode, and I think our sound is nice and crisp, even better than ever now. We also are using the D&D Beyond plugin. Last week we used it on the right side of the screen. Last episode. In this episode, we're putting it on the bottom of the screen, and we're just trying to figure out the different configurations and what that looks like.
Still on the side.
Is it still on the side? I totally moved it to the right.
Well, Matthew's a liar,
I am a liar.
and you shouldn't believe a word he says from here on out.
Nope, not at all.
To be fair, it is on the right side of the screen.
That's where it was last time.
I'm going to
Maybe if
do
you watched.
something.
I was at work, man.
When you were
So
playing
separate, we
cards.
were dying. Man, I'm sure that literal people might have been dying.
I was running two departments.
I'm going to try to put it on the left. I'm putting left.
One was Texas Hold'em.
Exactly.
I know what that
Exactly.
I just put it to left. Now, is it on the left side of the screen, like all the way on the far left,
Yeah,
or
go back to the right.
go back to the right?
That's not good.
Yeah,
What the
left
heck?
good.
I was editing stuff.
To the left, to the left.
Okay, now it's on the right. So apparently we can't put it on the bottom. Boo hiss D&D Beyond.
Unless you're going to sponsor us, then no, we love you.
True. But figure out a way to put it on the bottom, huh?
Get it together.
Seriously. And so, as you can see, we're working things through with that, which it's not even going to show up on YouTube, but for those who are watching here live with us on Twitch, we want you to be able to see the characters' stats and health, etc., etc.
Ooh, I ain't got that.
All right, did you bring us some like
free.
meat and bacon
No.
and stuff?
It's really good.
Wow. All right.
That is a lot of bacon on that thing, though.
Yeah, I'm impressed. That's a well done, Melandra. All right. And of course, if you enjoy the show, we would certainly appreciate if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us here on Twitch. Perhaps even consider subscribing to the channel here. That would certainly be appreciated. You also can affect the outcome of the game. Anyone can purchase advantage for any of our players for 100 bits, or disadvantage for the DM for 500 bits, though I highly discourage that. But you can give, and once you give the advantage, name who it goes to, and they will. And actually, everyone used all of their advantaged rolls
It's like it was planned that way.
in the last
How that
battle,
worked.
and you definitely needed them. I don't know what you people are talking about. Several of you would have definitely died.
Super death. would have
Super
happened,
death.
yeah.
Here, hand this over to Sarah, please. Very good.
I was gonna put it on your pizza. So.
A sprinkling of dice.
That's right. All right, well, unless there are any further announcements, I think that is everything. So, without further ado, we will jump into tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. Hey!
What's the episode's title?
The title of this episode is How to Find a Doppelganger. And so we begin with our recap. So, Moniker, having made their way to the ruins in the middle of the wilderness between Nightstone and Waterdeep, tracked down Thorig and took to the sword against him, entering into a pitched battle where his werebear allies fought against all of Moniker, only to have Doran Bellabranta, the Griffin cavalryman,
Hate that guy.
turn
Kill him.
the tide of the battle by alerting waiting Xanathar and Blackwood combatants that surrounded Moniker, flanked them, and quickly began to cut them down. Truly, only through the healing powers of Melcene and Mylandra were Moniker able to stay alive, hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Every single one of them being downed at least once, with the exception of the hardy Rottweiler Zeus, who,
Had played almost the whole battle with two.
who had the whole battle of two with 2 hit points. Eventually, Moniker whittled away at both sides, and eventually Eli struck a death blow Sola struck a death blow to Thorig, and then it was Morthos and Sola and Vincent who cut down the final werebear. Morthos, the werebear, turning back into a dwarven man and whispering to you that the Iron Guard would avenge him.
That's probably good.
Yeah, that's definitely
There's
good.
nothing wrong with that.
Afterwards, Eli, feeling
No foreshadowing there whatsoever.
Eli, feeling a compulsion, a telltale heart like beating in his ears that compelled him to go and take the head of Thorig Branross. And over the disputing of Hole and Jax, eventually he convinced them to let him take this bard's head, and that he did. And as he did so, the body of Thorig cackled with static electricity. Thorig's dagger joined together with Eli's broken sword, the 2 blades becoming one. Thorig's head reanimating for one moment as Thorig looked at him, thanked him for ending his life before his entire body turned to ash and dissolved in the whirlwind. And it is there that we pick up tonight's episode as the team has taken a long rest and they begin to make their way back to Waterdeep, deciding against going to Nightstone and instead heading on to Waterdeep. And so as you wake up the next day, all feeling rather sore from that intense battle, you all begin to travel back to Waterdeep, about a 3 days journey. And as you make your way to Waterdeep, is there anyone who would like to have any conversations with any other members of the party?
Orthos is going to go find Melcene.
Okay.
Pretty much right away.
All right, so Morthos goes and finds Melcene.
Melcene, I do not feel well from this battle. Look at this little bite from that bear does not heal, and I feel like something is wrong. May you do something about that, perhaps?
I can certainly try.
Anything is better than nothing.
And I cast a I cast a lesser restoration.
Okay, so you cast Lesser Restoration, and as the green gold light emanates from Melcine's hands and seeps into the wound, it crawls up your veins to your heart, and you feel a tension and then a release as you feel whatever it was that was affecting you seems to have been dissipated by Melcine's touch.
Thank you, Melcine.
You're very welcome. What
That is
hap-
amazing. I feel so much
What
better already.
happened?
The werebear or whatever, he bit me.
Uh-huh.
And he must have some type of, I don't know, poison in the bite.
Hmm.
Nobody else got bit, did they? I do not
No.
believe so. I believe it was just me.
Yeah, you're too slow.
Apparently, go figure it a rogue, slow.
Well, I'm happy I can help.
Thank you. Hey, also, anyone care for a great hammer? I have 3. And they're kind of heavy, and I do not carry them.
I don't even know if I can lift one of those things.
They
You
are
definitely can.
not my style.
How about hold?
I think he already has a hammer.
We could,
I don't really use weapons.
we could,
It's not
we
my
could
style.
put it in the bag of holding. And we could see if we could sell it when we get back to
All right.
Waterdeep.
Let's do that.
That works.
Sure, we can do that.
Make not Eli, make Rygar carry him.
Okay.
Like I could throw them.
You have 2 warhammers and one great axe
One was
of
an axe, sorry.
returning.
It wasn't 3 hammers. It was,
It's a
it was two hammers and an axe.
Great acts of
a
return.
great axe of returning.
I don't think we should sell that one.
No.
Although technically it
No
hasn't
one
been
knows that
identified
yet.
yet.
Either that, or
I'm
we
just-
just keep on selling it as it returns to us.
I didn't expect that. Then I get 100 gold. Thank you. Seems like you've been hanging out at Northos too long.
Can I interest you in
So
another?
then 2 great hammers and whatever the
An
axe
axe of return that we don't.
There's
know.
also 1 full suit of Blackwood
No, there's not.
scale
What are
mill.
you talking about?
Are you holding on to that? Because you're
I
getting
have a couple of
you're getting close to your encumbrance.
Am I? Alright, fine, then I'm getting rid of that one too.
Okay.
I mean, we should hold on to
We
that
need
too.
that.
Oh, we're definitely gonna need it.
So that's a full set of Blackwood scale mill.
Scale now. We'll put that, will that fit in the bag of holding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
It, I don't know how many tieflings they tend to hire. So,
I do not want to wear it.
Might be good for getting on the inside, however.
Mhm.
correct. I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
I don't know how many tieflings they hire. So it'd have to be someone like Milkman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can also change my
That's right.
appearance as well.
Good point. Wait, I actually didn't know that.
Oh,
Really?
I can.
Why have you not done that yet?
I do not know.
And this is what you chose?
Sure, well, I guess I cannot actually change my face, but I can disguise myself.
Ah,
That's what it is.
yeah, I mean, so can I. Put a shawl on, cover my face.
You get quite good in the
Good work.
I can make myself
elderberry
seem
and
1
different
foot
colored
shorter.
berries.
Or 1 foot
Are
taller.
Journeying back to Waterdeep.
Yep.
So, what happened to your sword? Do you know how it even broke in the first place?
Nope, it's always been broken.
Who gave it to you?
I found it.
He looked too small to hold a big sword like yours,
His was a dagger.
which connected to your sword.
Yeah.
Do you think he just found a dagger, or did he have the whole sword and then it broke?
I don't understand the connection between the 2 of you.
Nor do I.
Mm.
I couldn't tell you. I'm trying to figure this out too.
Oh, speaking of swords, I have 4 silver swords as well. Does anyone want a long sword?
I have an idea.
I mean, come
They're
on.
4 short swords.
Oh, really? I wrote down long swords.
Yeah, they're 4 silver
Alright.
short swords.
So they're short swords.
Yeah.
Short sword.
You cannot.
So in that case, if they are short swords, I only have 3 short swords.
I want to take one and smelt it down so we can put teeth implants on Zeus.
That is creepy.
Teeth and
Why would I want silver teeth?
Makes
And
you scarier.
You could do damage to creatures like werebears.
I want silver teeth!
And it makes you look very
Here you go,
regal.
Eli. Have
You
a
just
sword.
want silver teeth?
Would you like one as well? And Vinny, here, you can take one.
So Eli.
And let it sell it for all like, yeah, it's silver.
And then you can
Elven,
stab
right?
me instead of
I'll
hitting
take
me with a
Would that be
fireball.
something that
Short
would,
sword.
I'm just seeing.
would that be something that could replace my sword?
Those are accidents.
And soda,
Things
here,
happen.
Yes.
I have a dagger, if you would like
Is
it,
there
that
one?
is silver
No,
as
they were
well.
all taken.
I don't
Did you want it?
think I
No?
can
I
hold
kinda
that.
What, hold the dagger?
Thank you.
Oh,
Well, thank
you
you.
can.
So a silvered,
I have one.
Vincent and Eli roll history checks.
That's gonna be good. 19. Hey, me too.
So each of you would know that weapons are silvered for the purpose of doing full damage to lichens, lycanthropes. So any were creatures are resistant to normal weapons, and but silvered weapons will do damage to them, as well as magical weapons. So if you don't have a magical option, then and all you have is a normal weapon, you will not be able to damage a lichen.
Like Zeus, your
Like-
teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if he had silvered chompers, then his
It would
attacks,
have been useful.
yes, then his attacks would have been doing damage to the werebears.
I need silver teeth.
Just implants. We can take them in and out.
Yeah.
We don't want them to get lead poisoning.
Can I modify
Lead
my
from silver?
stat
Huh? Well, these
to have
we
like
can.
a silver spike on the end?
You couldn't, but you might know someone who could.
Hold.
Yeah, probably. Melandra, you saved my life. Thank you. I am recently, these last couple of weeks since I've come to Waterdeep, I've realized the power of friendship and being in a team.
Here we
And
go.
you are brave and very valiant in battle. Would you mind being my friend, and then so I can repay that favor?
No, I would not mind at all because I don't have any friends. I was a hermit before I met you guys, so I would very much appreciate that.
I understand the loneliness and what can I come
Yes.
just
You know, I got that from you too. That you were a hermit.
You didn't
Same.
know?
No. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a strong feeling. You were kind of a lingerer in the bar. You lingered.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, thank you so much.
yes, I look forward to getting to know you deeper.
Me too. Me too. Maybe there's a couple things I could talk to you about. You may know. Yeah.
Speaking of feelings,
My mind will always be open to hear your words.
Thank you.
I saved it.
have you ever felt whatever it was that you felt with Thor? I mean, you seemed pretty intent that you knew you had to kill him, and obviously he went poof, so
Yeah.
there's something there.
Nope, that was a first for me. It was a feeling I've never felt before. It was like who here's been to the ocean?
That would be me.
So you ever a big wave just kind of crashes over you and you lose your bearings a little bit?
Yes.
It was like that,
I can imagine that.
but it was like an emotional wave.
Perhaps the swords connected you?
I don't know.
But there seemed to be a bond before the swords.
Do you drink his blood or something?
You drank his blood? What is with you and licking people's blood? Was this is when I was
Yes,
saving
this is-
Morphos?
This has become a habit of his. with
Seriously?
Well, I'm trying to figure some stuff out, and you've got to run some tests, have a control group and a variable, and
I think we should all cover our throats and our wrists at night.
there's other ways to get blood from you.
That was a joke. I get it.
Uh-huh.
He made a joke.
He did. Tall, dark, and scary over there made a joke.
I'm proud.
It is good having friends.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, friend.
Eli,
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that you've kind of become an unofficial leader of our group.
Okay.
Why else would we lay our life down or put our life on the line for you when someone that we thought Jax was acquainted with would attack you out of nowhere?
You-
So, if I can help find out what's causing this for you, why he was drawn to you, and why
And
you were
I
drawn to
didn't.
him, let me know. But I want you to be honest with us.
Yeah,
Because that was too close.
I agree. I almost died about 15 times.
16.
16. I lost count. I was knocked
You were
out.
down half
Yeah.
the time, yeah.
Yeah.
I have it marked.
I also slept some of it, which was weird.
I don't even know if he even got the attack in the entire
I
fight.
think I hit his ankle once. I think. It was all a blur.
There was
There's
blood on your
quite
shoulder.
many people surrounding you.
Could have been mine.
That's true.
I don't know. What I do know is that my blood is special. I've always known that. That's what my parents have told me from when I was a child. And I'm trying to figure
Was
out.
their blood special too?
That would be my assumption.
How else would they know?
That would be my guess. Didn't really get into that.
I mean, he seems to have been really grateful because you saved him in the end, so.
Who?
You
Or-
saved him by killing
Yeah.
him.
He
Yeah.
did say thank you.
Yeah, that was weird. First of all, how many heads that are taken from their body?
Speak.
Well, yeah.
Well, the whole thing was weird.
Says the talking metal guy.
Don't change the subject.
Not. You're weird too. Just
Yeah, I
saying.
guess I am.
We're in a whole world
In a
of weird.
special, weird way.
Hey, I love you, big guy. But I'm trying to figure this stuff out too. I don't know. I've always had the sword. It's always been broken. There's always been some things I knew I could do because of my blood, but there's a lot of things that I'm learning that are brand new.
Like bleeding on someone and bringing them to life.
Didn't know I could do that until I did it.
Is this
I
why you were
understand why you look
researching
blood
so
now.
much in the library?
That's part of it. I'm trying to figure out anything because I feel like I'm going through puberty. My voice is changing. My desires and urges are different. To drink blood, for instance. Never had that desire before.
Interesting.
Um,
Are you called to more blood than, like, different types?
Not that I know of right now.
Do you wanna drink wine?
Let's perhaps save that for
Don't
later.
tempt
I
him.
don't think he's a vampire.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I want to drink your blood.
There's a lot I don't know, so you're gonna have to unfortunately accept the I don't know answer for a lot of this. I'm actively trying to figure it out.
I think
Well-
Vincent has a point. I think we've been together a while, and as long as we're honest with each other, we'll all have each other's backs.
I concur. And as I get information or if I need your help, I mean, I've got the alchemy kit at home. There's realistically probably going to be more blood that we're going to have to sort through, and it'd be great to have your help with that, as long as you don't judge.
Why would I judge?
I'm just saying, Milkman, I don't know.
Okay.
Licky.
It happens.
Do you mind if I study your sword?
This piece of junk? Go for it.
Seems to have done its fair share of killing.
Yeah.
Sharp enough.
I can hone it. It's just broken.
Like to
But it's-
Arcana check it,
Yep,
detect
roll.
magic it.
So you detect magic. It is absolutely magical.
Turns to
Do I,
fire.
do I sense the
Well,
origin, like what kind of magic it's?
So it is unique because around the hilt there's a shagreen that gives off its own magical aura, which is a conjuration type of magic, which you know is, and having seen how Eli wields it to kind of shunt it into a dimension and bring it back, that often is associated with teleportation type of magic. You also have, there's an evocation aura to the blade itself. and that typically means that it either has some sort of magical energy that damages, like fire, lightning, radiance, but evocation can also be healing. It can also be, it goes both ways. It's an interesting type of magic, and it's hard to discern which of the two, especially in this blade. It almost seems like they're kind of intermingled, both sides of that. And then there's one other layer that you get, which is fainter than the other two, and you've cast detect magic around your party before, and not paid super close attention to Eli's sword, but you've kind of sensed evocation from it before, not really paid close attention. You've kind of sensed conjuration in the shagreen before, when it was given to him by Tomten in the Frostfell. But this is a brand new one, and it's a divination magic, which now seems to be imbued into the blade, specifically on small dwarvish runes, which are now carved into the hilt, the cross, whatever that thing's
I think
called.
it's called the cross.
The cross. And there are dwarvish runes carved into it, and there's a divination essence, which divination can mean lots of different things. You are particularly well versed in divination, and this one seems to have something to do with comprehending a specific language. And so you get the sense that it is dwarvish, given the dwarvish runes that are carved into there. What is very unique about the blade is that all of these types of magic are uniquely woven into one broken sword. And that is a very, very, very unusual thing. So much so that items of this type are typically referred to in the wizarding circles as artifacts, because there are very few things that can hold this many different types of magic within them.
That's pretty cool.
And I apparate it back to my hand. Did you get everything you needed?
Yes.
Can you tell me?
No. No. You hold a very special weapon. It's in the hands of the wielder. It can either mend or destroy.
Hmm.
And I'm sure it seems you didn't speak Dwarvish before, so it must have given you knowledge that you didn't have.
Yep. So I guess that makes sense.
Take care of it.
Okay.
We shouldn't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Okay. And I poof it away into wherever.
Eli, you do, in inspecting it, you do see that it has the blade, the broken blade is still broken, but it's grown about an inch.
Oh.
Oh, so there are multiple pieces of this sword.
Huh. My sword's bigger. And then I send it away.
Yeah, we
I was gonna say, I don't think we have to follow up on that part.
I don't know for Sola. Not you,
Fair enough.
Sola.
Fair enough.
No, moving along.
Right. Any other conversations anyone wants to have with anyone else?
Rygar, how are you feeling?
Is this a one-on-one or in the midst of the group?
Midst of the group right now.
Okay.
Just, how are you doing? You got knocked out there, bud.
A little banged up, but I'm recuperating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
just another day.
yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't positioned close enough to you. I would have helped if I could.
I gotta learn to stay closer to the group sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it, is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you would have been part of a lot of shatter spells though, too. They knocked me down about 4 times.
Oh,
That's true.
Mid-range, I guess.
Yeah. So, you know, just be mobile. Be your elf self.
Yeah,
Do you know which way we're going, by the way?
I should.
Okay. Just making sure we weren't just walking aimlessly.
Never
Wandering
asked
through
me
the
for
woods.
directions.
Yeah.
If we've been this way before, I know.
You can roll,
I know.
roll a survival check, Rygar.
+8. 14.
So based off of your study of maps and knowing the general direction that you had been heading for the past 3 days and knowing where the kind of the star alignment as it turns to night, because you've I'm gonna say you've had this conversation throughout the first day and
Mhm.
you are heading in the direction of Waterdeep. You're pretty confident.
Did anybody? Oh,
I wanna talk to him.
Okay, to Rygar.
Yes.
Okay.
Rygar, I know we haven't known each other long, but from the conversations you guys have been having, I've found out that you are elvish.
I am, yes.
Alright, so is there anything in particular you're gonna be doing in Waterdeep? And if so, may I tag along because I might have some questions you might know some answers to? With you being
In
What
Waterdeep,
else?
I don't believe so, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions anytime.
Yeah, sounds good, thanks.
But probably just go back to the house.
Get a good night's sleep for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hopefully we have beds by then.
One would only hope.
Yeah. So how long of a trek?
3 days.
3 days?
3 days, yep.
And this is day one?
Yeah, you're going through day one.
did anybody notice? Because Doran got away. Anybody notice which way he went?
I just saw him fly up.
I lost him in the sun.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
not see where he went.
Yeah. He broke the clouds and then, I don't know.
I too could not follow him.
Didn't, Jax, didn't you put a spell on him to make him leave?
I did. It was just a temporary. It made him run away, and then he just kept going. So, got him off my back, but then he stayed away. So,
Yeah, I don't know if that should be worrisome or not.
Considering who he was disguised as,
Right.
if he goes back to Waterdeep,
But
we might be in deeper trouble than we thought.
We have to assume that he probably works for the Blackbirds, you know?
Deep waters.
And he knows what all of
And
us
he
look
knows
like.
what every
He
one of
also
us
knows
looks
where
like,
we live.
and he knows where we live.
Well,
Has anyone dealt with doppelgangers in the past? No.
I think Eli
In the
has
former
in-depth
life.
knowledge.
I have heard of, am I talking out of turn here? Or do you need me to roll?
no, you know what we've
Okay.
discussed. You know.
I have heard of a gang of doppelganger sellswords,
Sell swords?
Mercenaries?
mercenaries, assassins that,
Bestials.
yes, that I've never come until Doran or Alt or whatever the hell his name is. I haven't come face to face with one, but in a past life I was a sellsword, and you kind of learn who else is out there. And I heard that they're all over this landmass. What's it called?
You are in the Sword Coast.
Okay, they're all over the Sword Coast, and I've heard that they influence quite a few things. They can take people and pretend to be them. They're sometimes politicians, or sometimes the head of the guard, sometimes they're just a merchant. But they put themselves in influential positions, and they're the perfect assassin. They can look.
Do you think
act
they
like
were
anyone.
hired by the Blackwoods?
Logically speaking, yes, from what we saw. Now that was just Alt. They're the highest bidder. We could find him and offer him more money hypothetically, and he's on our side. They have
No allegiance.
their allegiance is gold, platinum, really.
Well, since you maybe had some dealings, would you know of a place we could go to attempt to track him down?
That's the thing. I've never had dealings. I've just heard. So I don't. Who do we?
Who would we talk to?
You'd have to be careful who you ask.
Of
Right.
course.
We don't. That's the problem. We don't know.
Who do we trust?
Perhaps Big D? He seems like he's been around for a while.
Yeah, we could talk to him. The Font of Knowledge might have some information. They're a doppelganger, I believe, is a monster, right? I'm talking to Jax there. Warhold.
I don't know.
I'm only 3 years old.
Well, changelings, that's what I am, are kind of derived from doppelgangers.
Right.
But we are our own people. Doppelgangers are they're loners, they're cold-blooded, they're just out for themselves. Changelings, we try to be at peace, but people always seem to pick on us anyway.
Yeah. I think we just start with maybe Nain might know. He seems to know a lot of stuff. We go with the people we know that have information. Doran's been around for a while. Nain seems like he can see into the future. Plus,
How do
I love
how
listening.
do I know that you are not him?
We can.
That's a real thing. I don't know.
Perhaps the necklaces, they could not.
It's a good point.
Couldn't duplicate that.
Correct.
Couldn't duplicate the power. Could duplicate the look.
However, can't Melcene make them all glow with hers? She's brought them back, so perhaps if we're ever in doubt, she could just make all of them glow
Can you do that right now?
without
Try.
making us disappear.
Since we're pretty confident that he is not among us now, should we come up with a code word?
Sounds like something that he might say.
I figured you might say that, but
Because you've been in this position before?
no. Not that.
How about we first make the necklaces glow just to be safe? and then-
Melcene, roll an Arcana check as you concentrate on the tier of Vivon Rano.
Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
First time I heard
Now 20, now 20.
She knows the name. She hasn't shared it.
Ugh. She's gonna send us to the second layer of hell.
Did you roll a natural 1?
Nope, but I got a 3 total. That's with my guidance.
So you rolled a 2 and a 1?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You concentrate on it, and
Oh no.
as you concentrate on it,
Oh my
I did not like that lick.
god.
a vision flashes through your mind of a town. Vaguely familiar, though not in vivid detail. And as you concentrate on it, you guys see that the blue crystal sapphire that has deep, deep hues of blue and purple and turquoise. It's mesmerizing to look at. It flickers for a second and glows for eking out as you kind of drop it with a start, because that town which you saw along the ocean, it had massive tsunami waves crashing towards it
Oh boy.
before you let go.
Well, we know Melcene's not a doppelganger.
Did they this
Only,
was
that was just for you, just a vision that you saw as you did that.
I had this vision of a town. It seemed familiar, but there were these waves, tsunamis. I don't know what we should do.
They're in danger.
Is that an act
Wait.
of kidnapping?
I don't know. There could be.
We need to get there immediately.
All right, we know that one is solar. No doubt.
Yep. Did it look like water deep?
I don't know.
Well,
It was a little fishing village. Not it. You're confident it wasn't your town.
Okay, I was like, where are we going here?
well, your town's underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, she does swim, so.
Or people might not know.
That's true.
It looked familiar. I don't know. Maybe I've been there before. It
This
wasn't
is
my
very-
home.
Difficult to hear.
Well, let's keep it in the back of our heads. Maybe
Right.
you'll have deja vu or something when
Right.
we see it.
And perhaps it's not even now. We've known time with the other dimensions.
This is true.
It could have been in the past or the future.
And there's
boy.
something. I have these scissors. I don't know what they do yet, but
They
they
cut things.
may be dimensional, somehow dimensional.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
How
I
long have you
need-
had those?
Since the Blue Alley.
Oh. Okay.
Did we not give that to you?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember
I
much
believe
from
I
the
gave
Blue
them to
Owl.
her.
All I remember
Because
is
they
you
had
going buck
dolphins?
wild on a dragon.
You can see them.
As she hands him over,
It's missing a piece.
you, Rich, Vincent, with the residual detect magic that you had cast before, do sense there's a conjuration aura on it, but it's not fully effective, as you'd notice that there's a piece missing from its center. It looks like a place setting for a gemstone or something like that.
Well, those are cool.
A special gemstone or any gemstone?
Probably a special one. It's
Okay.
usually how those things work.
I take out my sapphire and just kind of trinket around.
And the
it.
sapphire is much larger than
Uh-huh.
the place setting there. You would likely need to speak with an expert in magical items.
Would we know that doppelgangers or changelings use magic to change, or is it just an innate ability?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
You would not know that. Roll history.
Ooh.
Vincent.
21?
So you would not know that, but you have a pretty good idea of someone who would. Name. And you've read his books on different guides to monsters.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
And
so
you've actually done him a favor already.
Yeah.
we bought a thing from him.
And you bought a house from him.
We're giving
Well,
Given
given
a
the
house?
house, but
Yeah.
Well,
He didn't tell us.
Paid the transfer tax.
Yeah.
someone paid the transfer tax.
but with detect magic, after I cast it,
Yep.
was there glow on anybody else, like on the person themselves, besides the items?
No. No.
Alright. Didn't we have an axe that was her?
It's in the bag of holding.
Okay, so I don't think I would detect that, right?
Because the bag of holding is magic.
Yeah. You can take it out and look at it if you want.
I will look at it.
And it also has a conjuration property to it. So this really almost the same as the shagreen, where as you throw the axe, you can kind of recall it back to yourself.
Well,
In a different, so whereas the clubberang will literally kind of make its way back physically, this is more of a,
just vanishes and comes back.
Like a
Yep.
hand? Oh, okay.
cool.
Cool.
Ooh, we could sell it and bring it back.
Yeah.
Once you pass outside of 60 feet of it, it automatically returns to you.
Oh, what the
Run out of
this?
behind I sit there.
You're good. Oh man, we're gonna get kicked out of Waterdeep because you sell this thing to every merchant. Just running away, having it coming back to me. Oh. All right. Well,
This could come in handy.
yeah. What's it do?
Comes back.
Oh,
It always comes back.
yeah.
Except for the guy
whoever it's
that
attuned to.
I took it from.
Hmm?
I said except for the guy I took it from.
Well, he's dead.
Yes.
He has no hands.
All right. So back to that that word that we can use.
Hmm.
Do we have one? To identify ourselves?
Keep it simple. Moniker.
Oh, that
Defenders
must
of the weak.
I've kind of written that down on
Many
things.
things.
But wouldn't somebody think that the word would be harder to guess?
Yeah, but there's almost an infinite amount of words out there. Why not like
You speak the truth.
garbanzo bean? Who would guess that?
Fair enough. Who would remember that?
I don't know. It's pretty weird. Garbanzo bean. Who's gonna forget that?
I forget
Yeah.
names constantly.
You guys are the worst. And I don't even know you yet.
How about
You have called me the worst on multiple occasions
That's
now.
true. Yeah.
Freddy says hi.
I like it.
How about?
Yes?
Yeah. All right.
Complete your thoughts.
Freddy says hi.
Frankie says relax, but all right. Yeah. Freddie says hi. We can do that. Sounds good.
I don't get it.
Which?
Doppelganger!
What part don't you get?
Freddy's at the house. How is he
Yes.
saying hi? And who's Frankie?
He's saying it metaphorically, and Frankie's a pop culture reference from the 80s. 80s, just 80s.
Oh,
Yeah. You weren't alive yet.
oh. Okay.
So you guys continue on, go through your second day, into the third day as you start to...
Assuming we're stopping to rest.
Yes, you're taking your rest through the night. And you approach Waterdeep. You go enter into the Undercliff where Minnick's Monster Menagerie is.
Which gate are we heading towards?
You are heading towards the River Gate,
And
which
where
is right
was-
there.
Ooh, can we
So
switch?
you're kind of coming through the Undercliff here.
I would like to stop at
Doesn't
Menix.
make sense.
But we stole the griffin from that area.
So?
You stole the griffin from the dock ward, which is down here.
They did
Yeah, so
not
why
know.
wouldn't we just go up by our house by the north ward?
Because we're coming in this
Coming
way.
that
You
way.
were
Why
walking around
die?
this
It's coming
way.
from right here.
Yeah.
The gate
Just
through
do
the.
what
I would like to stop at
There's
Menix.
still a war going on in Waterdeep too.
I'm hoping he has the gorilla. Does anybody else care to stop with me?
No.
Sure.
No, I just want to get to the house.
Alright, well,
Okay.
I'm stopping.
Agreed.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
shall
you
stay
can.
with you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
so some of you, half of you are. Well, I'll go with them. Why don't we just stop?
He puts his foot down.
Exactly.
Wagon just.
Literally. We're stopping.
He Fred Flintstones it. We're stopping!
So
All right, fine. We'll talk to Minnick.
Melsine goes up to Minnick. Hey, fancy seeing you again.
Well, I told you I would come see.
You were right, you know. Although when we got there, the building was burning.
Oh no.
Some residual ash or cinders or something, I don't know what must have started it. But we got the gorilla out and opened as many cages as we could,
That's wonderful.
but there was also a lot of them that didn't get away. But right over there, we got a little guy I like to call Kong.
It's good to know. I'm glad he has a happier home here.
Well, I'm a minotaur of my word.
I appreciate that.
Here you go. Then he hands you a big pouch that you look in, and it's just filled with platinum pieces.
Okay.
And you can Count them all, but it's 50 platinum pieces.
Okay. Which is it 500?
500 gold.
Yeah.
All right. I thank you.
Hey,
And
thank you.
I will continue to look if there are ever animals that I can bring your way.
Remember, alive,
Of course. That's understood.
and they should be kind of rare.
Got it.
Not like that pup over there. He looks pretty average.
I mean,
Well,
he's wearing
we like to
body
keep
armor though.
we like to keep him around.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Doesn't that make him pretty cool?
I mean, I can dress up my Rottweiler.
He says you're not cool. What do you think
What
of
do you
that?
think of that, Zeus?
Tell him I said to get stuffed.
He told you to get stuff.
I think we should
Like
go
dogs
now.
can talk.
I don't. What? Whatever.
Thank you.
All right, we heading back. Let's rest up on our own.
Zeus goes over and takes a dump on the doorway,
That's what I
kind of
wanted.
the entryway of the menagerie.
I was really hoping he was going to piss on him. But that's all right.
And I
Good boy, good boy. Anyone have a treat for him?
He looks and he's kind of. Boy, clean up. And he yells to the young minotaur that comes over and.
The Minotaur.
Yeah.
well, and I want to be fair too with the money that I got for Kong. We were all in that battle, so I
Distribute.
distributed it evenly.
Okay.
So it would be
So you'd all get 70 something gold.
I'm gonna guess high. Say it's 79 gold.
It would be 71.3 or something like that.
all right.
71, yeah.
Let's say 71.
I like 71.
Nice. You can pay for more things.
How much gold did you get from the bag?
71.
I was 71 and we got
46.
46. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we get home, we rest up, and we start our search tomorrow. Because the other likelihood is that if he was impersonating Dorn, the real Dorn is somewhere.
Either that or Dorn was made up from.
And we shouldn't go on by ourselves. Maybe groups of 3 at least.
Mm-hmm.
What was our tagline thing again?
Freddy says hi.
I forgot already.
Fred or Freddy?
Freddy.
Freddy.
Is it an IE or an EY?
That doesn't matter. We're not going to make you spell it. So,
We may.
not
Yeah,
yet. That's
then
not.
I-
That's the
yeah.
next layout.
I cannot write.
What if I can't speak and I need to write it?
Do you know how? Do you even know how to write?
First, you need to teach me.
Well, we'll just kill you if that happens.
Okay. Alright, so you make your way into the North Ward, and it is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you arrive at Troll Skull Manor,
Oh boy.
The
Well,
spirits. with
Troll Skull Alley, with the building formerly known as Troll Skull Manor, now
That's
known
right. They
as
were doing renovations.
the Spirit Within.
Hopefully.
And as you approach, there is a buzz of activity all around. In fact, as you can see, people have stopped to kind of watch what's going on, because this is a big to-do in Troll Skull Alley. There are scaffolding that's been set up, people going up and down, hammering going on the roof as they're putting up all new slate roof. You spared no expense, of course. And the roof is about half of the way on. And the siding has, the brick siding, all of the old grout and mortar has been stripped away, and they're repointing the whole thing to fix all of the water damage that had been done to it. it seems they're working on it from the outside in. So you guys have been gone for about a week, and they're already making good progress. And they told you it would be about 2 months for the full renovation to be done. But there's lots of areas tarped off to keep the elements out, and work is well underway.
I think we need to be careful with all of the people around, what we do and who we talk to.
Yep.
When we are home.
Yep.
I agree. The wise say as much as they should, not as much as they can.
Let's go in.
Let's go.
So you walk in, and as soon as you get in, you see Kyle sitting there, and he just kind of in the kitchen, twirling a little top, bouncing a little ball, and he sees you guys. Hey guys, you're back! Wow, that wasn't even a week this time. That was pretty good. Wow. Hey Freddie, get back! And the door kind of shuts behind you, and you feel some wind rushing around you. And
Why, hello, Freddie.
Frederick.
Unfortunately, we will have to be making leaves soon.
what?
You
Within the next couple of days.
Solo, where's Candy?
Where's
What?
What are you talking
Oh
about?
my goodness.
Well, you were just here a couple hours ago and said you wanted to take her for a walk.
Oh.
That
That
is not me.
children's
Where did they go?
I was like,
Where did they go? Guys,
Right?
this is an
that was awesome.
In which direction did they go?
I'm sorry.
Realization.
I'm to catch a predator now.
I don't. What do you?
Oh my god!
And that's
You just
how I
walked
react.
out the front door with her.
Whew, Kyle, that was not me.
Oh no.
I've just made my way back to this house.
Well,
Zeus,
it was you. I saw it when you came in here. You sounded like you and dressed like you. It doesn't make any sense.
does
Zeus,
not, you are
can
right.
Zeus smell? Can
Do you know
follow
where
Kind of.
she was taking candy?
She just said you were going for a walk.
Could be anywhere.
All right.
Do you know which way
Did
they
they-
headed?
They just went down
How long ago?
like a couple hours right before lunch. I don't
Did they
know.
say anything, or did this imposter just walk in and say, let's go for a walk and go? Did they say anything? Any clues? Any hints?
You said that you guys were back and that the rest of the party wouldn't be far behind, but you just wanted to go and stretch your legs and take candy for. I asked if I could go, and you said no. It's just a girl's day out.
That does sound like you.
And then you said something about minding my manners and doing the job I was told to do. I don't know,
What job were you told to do?
to clean up.
We also did say that.
So that's what I did.
Okay, Kyle, you need to listen to us. Come here. There are impersonators impersonating any one of us. Now, if anybody asks you for a walk or to do things, we have.
Oh,
I was
Can
gonna
we-
whisper it in his ear.
No.
Can we just?
no.
I wanna incite
Oh yes.
him
Yes.
just
Yes.
in case.
Me too.
Okay.
That's like, dang it!
Do not say the words.
Fair enough.
Go for
And
it.
I wanna guidance myself.
Not bad.
19. Sorry.
18.
Both of you get the sense that Kyle is being completely truthful and is freaked out.
Okay.
I
That
thought you did it.
Oh
You did
my
a
gosh, I
double
know.
switch.
Me too. All right, continue.
Freddie, did you see the
Really?
same thing
No.
that Kyle's saying?
Wait a sec.
there's a big Y with a circle around it that's written on the dusty mirror, which is perpetually kept dusty.
Kyle, why didn't you clean that? Jeez, I'm joking.
The only way I can talk.
I'm joking.
We need
It's
to get a
okay.
sandbox.
It's okay. A sandbox.
Okay, no rest.
You need to find a way
we-
to track.
We have to
Candy.
break up. Can you get to? Do you know how to find Volo?
I think so.
All right.
Would I know where he went?
He told you he was staying in the North Ward, but he didn't say where.
Perhaps
But he's
ask
pretty
the
famous,
bar
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
across the street.
You know that he frequents the Yawning Port.
how about we split up into teams? We know our word.
Should we tell Kyle
No.
this word?
No.
But how do I know none of you guys are fakes?
We're staying together.
Would there ever, with your knowledge of doppelgangers, would there ever be this many of them in a single?
Yes. If the money's right, this whole town
They'll
could be
work together.
A new
doppelgangers.
word for just Kyle.
Huh?
That would
A
work.
new word just for Kyle.
Good
Uh-huh.
idea.
Bonzo
Let's
beans.
Aren't those just chickpeas?
Yes. Yes, Kyle,
It
they
works
are.
out well because you could use either and we'll know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And only you know this word. So if somebody asks for you to go somewhere or do something, ask them what the code word is.
Hummus.
No. Only
Close
garbanzo
enough.
beans.
No variations.
Oh, okay.
That is it. Do not forget this.
Freddie, you heard this too.
Why?
All right.
Kyle, I have to ask you something now. Is there anything that you could tell us that will help us identify your sister? If it comes down to a situation where there are two candies and we must pick, is there any familiarity that you have with your sister that only you two would know?
No.
That's good.
That
A
is
memory, perhaps.
Something that's, yeah, you wouldn't share with anyone, but it's a shared experience that you had. There's no reason to share it. Something we don't even know.
Yeah, I guess. But we're not really supposed to talk about it.
You didn't hear what you said.
He's not
Not
supposed to
supposed to
talk about
talk
it.
about
Not really supposed to talk about it.
We are giving you permission, please.
Is it?
It is
Kyle,
Is it
this
a
is
Fight
a
Club?
matter of life and death for your sister.
Kyle,
Do you understand the gravity
we've
of
only
it?
tried to help you so far. This will help us to keep you safe.
Roll persuasion check, Nelson.
Oh, I'm terrible at persuasion.
Oh, that's very terrible.
Nat 20.
That was a
Yeah,
crit.
That's good.
Oh. Well, we didn't always live in the field ward.
Hmm.
We used to. My dad was. He was an advisor.
Uh-oh.
He was an advisor to the Blackwoods.
Oh boy.
And so, we were like little brother and sister to Mara. And then Mom and Dad disappeared. And, well, Lady Blackwood kicked us out. So, ask her who her big sister is. And she'd say Mara.
Right.
Thank you.
Your secret's safe with us.
Is there any reason why the Blackwoods might come for either one of you?
We were just little kids. We were 5, 6. This was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. No, we didn't do anything.
Did you have any trinkets back from those days?
They just told us to leave.
And your parents disappeared.
Yeah, they did.
What were their names?
My dad was John Felton. My mother was Annalise Felton.
Okay. All right. We gotta get as much information as quick as possible. I can go to the Font of Knowledge, find some books there. You gotta find Volo.
We need to find Candy.
I know, but we've got to understand. We need to know more about doppelgangers. We don't know enough. We just know they exist. They have to. We need to know more.
So why don't you two look and the rest of us search for Candy?
I think that's foolish. Where are you gonna look?
Anywhere.
That's foolish. This is a huge town. You need more information to pinpoint it.
We will use our skills and track her down. She was kidnapped.
Would it be
Which is
possible
why
to
we need to
ask
go to
if
Valo.
they saw them like across
Wow, it is boring.
or
I know,
something?
Can I get my Tressum to track her by smell since he has keen smell?
You can try. You need to take
I need
an hour to
an hour to
bring
bring him back.
him back.
We should also ask the workers to see if they saw which direction.
It's true, I am quite memorable in this yellow kimono here. Perhaps I'm not easily missed.
We just need to be careful because if there are doppelgangers that might be working on our home, then us asking questions too can cue them into that we realize what's going on.
It's true. Candy. We
Either
need to
I'm going to
leave.
Valo or you are.
No, I'm going to Valo.
All right.
I'll go with you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sure, I'll come along.
My quest can't wait.
If you want to track, you can, but we've got to meet back here in what? 2 hours? 3 hours?
I'll see what I can do.
Let's go.
Whether I find him or not, I'll come
So
back.
you're
to that
going by
time.
yourself?
I'll go with just to protect it.
Yeah, don't split up.
No. No one by themselves.
For any reason.
What should I do?
I think you should stay here with Freddie and the kid. And Jack, are you staying here?
Yeah, I'll stay, watch the house, and make sure that they're not building any trap doors or anything in here.
All right.
I'll stay with her,
All right.
guard our castle.
Sounds good.
Marthos, what will you be doing?
I'm going to.
I got no one coming with me.
I'll go with you.
Do you know how to read?
Yes,
All
I
right,
can
good.
read.
All right.
I'm not like old.
All right.
Rygar,
Yes.
I think he's going solo.
you going with them?
All right. So Rygar and Solo are just going out searching the general locale. Malandra, Melsine, and Vincent are going to track down Volothamp Godarm.
Yeah.
Is Holt, where's Holt going?
Hole is staying at the house of
Okay.
Jackson Zeus. And Eli and Morthos are going to the Font of Knowledge. So, Rygar and Sola, you guys just going searching for 2 hours?
I'm gonna be just to passerbyers who kind of look like they've set up for a while. Go up to them. My child got lost on our walk. Did you see us passing by? Do you know any place that they could be? She was a little girl.
No, I've been just here watching this here large house he's just been building onto. It's pretty fascinating.
Well, thank you for your time, sir.
My pleasure, ma'am.
And then probably just kind of walk a little further, ask a couple vendors.
So roll a investigation check. Rygar, you can help her with this, so you can roll one as well.
9.
So as you guys search for the next 2 hours, you don't
Can borrow mine.
find any leads whatsoever, and you make your way back to the manor. Is there something specifically you wanted to do?
Isn't there an investigator on our street?
There is, but could we trust him?
At this point, I don't see why not. I mean,
I am getting quite worried. She's been gone a long while.
maybe we'll just bring it up with the group when we reconvene.
That sounds smart. I would do anything to find her, but we know Eli. He's more cautious than the rest.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so you make your guys' way back. Let's do the font of knowledge.
We rush in there. I see Lily. Is she there?
Hey,
Lily, my dear.
good to see you again.
Good to see you. This is my friend Morthos.
Hello.
Hi. Haven't
Lily.
seen you before.
I don't read many books.
Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah. Trying to introduce him to some good literature.
Oh, what are you guys searching for today?
We're looking for something rather specific. We're looking for.
Would expect nothing less from you.
I know, and you are the best librarian.
He won't shut up about you.
It's
It
true.
is amazing how much he talks about you.
Yeah.
Roll persuasion.
I believe a 15.
Thank you.
She knows her way around the Dewey Decimal System. That's all I gotta say.
It's not all I know my way around. Anyway, what are we looking for today?
Lily, we are looking for some information on doppelgangers. Have you ever heard of them?
Interesting. Are those shape-shifting creatures? Man creatures?
I think they tend to be. Did I see him shimmer and change last time?
Yes.
I think they tend to, in their natural form, look gray with big bulbous eyes.
That sounds spooky.
Yeah, I never met one. Just interested. If you could point us in the right direction.
Okay, well, there are books on various creatures in the world over here, and she kind of directs you over to the section, and there's volumes of all different types of creatures. You each can roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh, that sucks.
10.
Oof.
7.
Sucky rollers.
7. So with that 10, which is what you needed,
Oh, it is.
you do find an entry on Creatures of the Shadows. It's a book that is about different types of creatures that prefer darkness, the Underdark, or just generally being camouflaged and hidden. So you find several different creatures. One of them is doppelgangers, and it's in a section that is kind of a special appendix because they're not really creatures of the Underdark, but they are experts in camouflage because they can shapeshift. They have to shift into a humanoid. They can't be a non-humanoid. So you learned that. It can't be like a chair, for example.
Okay.
You also learned that when a doppelganger...
Spell that.
Oh, that's
Doppelganger?
No, humanoid.
Humanoid.
It doesn't matter.
That when a doppelganger
chair.
takes a
Takes a double.
takes a double, they will do everything they can to try to keep things as status quo as possible around that person. So they will do everything they can to make sure that none of the people in that person's life will suspect any change. They want to make things as minimally different. And so given that you guys figured out or found Candy had been taken within a couple of hours, you get the sense that certainly wouldn't have had time to implement whatever plan they were trying to do yet. But for the normal pattern of things, they're going to try to keep things really, really similar without really changing anything other than the person who is in that situation. So that's what you guys find. Over to Rich,
Roll well, Rich.
Nelsine, and Mylandra. Where are you guys going? You're going to the Yawning Portal?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to the Yawning Portal, and you don't see Valo there, since it's the afternoon. But Durnan is there.
Alright.
You see Durnan. He watches you come in, and it's a pretty sparse crowd with the turf war going on in the dock ward still continuing. And with the proximity of Durnan's establishment to the dock ward, it's a lot of the regulars, several of which kind of give you guys a nod since you fought by their side against the beholder zombie and those whites before that came up from the pit. Durnan sees you. He kind of gives you a nod. Says, "Bugger, what can I do you for?"
Durnan, it's nice to see you again, first of all. Secondly, have you seen Valo lately?
Aye, Bugger was here last night
Do you...
with his friend, Renee,
Did anything seem off?
and Floon.
Uh-huh.
3 blokes, yeah.
Do you know where we might find him right now?
Renee's up in the North Ward. I think Valo's staying with him. Trying to get back on his feet, he says, after his trying to research for his latest book, Valo's Guide to Spirits and Spectres. Bloody awful idea, I say.
It's not going so well then for him?
I guess he's having to sell off things, unload possessions so he can make ends meet. But Renee's helping him out.
Okay. Alright.
Here's where
Oh,
Renee
thank you.
lives.
Thank you.
And it's up in the North Ward, not too far from Troll Skull Manor.
Oh.
So you guys end up heading back, knock at the door, and Rainier answers. He recognizes you. "Ah, what can I do for you?
Is Volo
Pleasure to
in?
see you all again."
Yes, nice to see you too. Is Volo here? We have to talk to him.
Yes, please come right in.
Thank you.
And he shows you to Volo, and Volo greets you all with a big hug and a smile. "Ah, my friends! Welcome to my... Well, it's not my abode, but I have a saying here. What can I do for you?"
First, thank you.
Kisses each other.
You loved
"I don't know you. What is your name, my beauty?"
My Landra.
"Melandra, it flows from the tongue. A beautiful name.
Thanks.
We are friends now, yeah."
Yes.
She has joined our group.
"Ah, and your group is called what again?"
The same as what we put down. But with all due respect, we don't have time to waste. I
"Monica, right.
apologize.
Yes. I'm sorry, you were saying."
We need to know, surely in your travels you've come across doppelgangers.
"Of course.
What can you tell us about them? Where do they gather? Are their abilities magically imbued, or is it innate?
Well, I will sell you my book on the subject."
I'd be happy to buy it, but sure, give me the book.
Here
much?
you go. It's 20 gold.
All right, good. Thank you. Can you sign it for me, please?
Of course. Takes out a big quill pen, feathered quill pen, and signs it with a flourish. XOXO Valo.
Now again, I don't have time to read this. Can you just tell me the gist of it, please?
He opens to the page. "Look at this nice illustration right here.
It's beautiful.
It is pretty. It shows their bulb size quite well, huh?
Yes.
And anyway, as you can see, to answer your question specifically, it is not a magic property. It is an innate ability that they have, so it would not be magical. The big thing with the doppelgangers that you need to know... Well, why do you need to know, by the way? Maybe I can help you with a more specific information."
Well, we ran into one. He was disguised as one of the Griffin Guard,
"Oh,
and he
getting Miss
double
Rhaenyra. I am listening."
crossed us. We
That's
got
what
caught in
they
the
do.
trap, and he got away. And he came back and apparently disguised himself as one of Moniker, us, and took a child that lives in the manor, which you so gracefully gave us.
Okay, well, if I can cut through the fluff, huh? You need to know these. Doppelgangers, they like to keep their mark alive. They don't kill them because then they can't be them.
So you think he's gonna
So
disguise
he
himself
wants
as?
to be Candy.
Well, that's what they do. They try to kidnap and then impersonate. It takes time, though.
How much
they,
time?
They can read thoughts, but it takes time to get to the depth of the person, to learn their personality and their skills
So how
and
much time do you
memories and mannerisms and
Follow,
things like
follow.
this. And
How much time do you think?
well, they keep them alive as long as possible. The longer they spend, the more they learn.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hours, days.
days, weeks, months, years. It depends on the person and
Okay.
what they need to get to.
So once they turn into that person, is there a limit to how long they can stay before?
No, they can keep it at the form indefinitely.
Is there a way to snap them out of that form other than attacking them?
No, only in death do they return to their own form.
Vol, your knowledge could be very useful to us. I know you're staying with Rainier, but you know you gave us the manor. We're fixing it up if you'd like to.
I heard. I stopped by 2 days ago. The roof is coming along nicely. There's lots of rooms there, you know.
Yes, would you like to come and stay there for a little bit?
Roll persuasion.
I think I know where he's going with this.
I'm gonna use my portent and get an 18.
Do I have a nice bed?
Yes.
We're working on the accessories and such, but it's coming along. We put good money into it.
I'll tell you what. There's a little girl missing, you say?
Yes.
I will help you.
Appreciate it.
Rainier, keep my bed warm, huh?
Hmm.
That's odd, but
Why?
I don't know.
He's Italian.
Can I roll insight on him just to be sure?
Man, we're gonna have to insight
I
everyone from here
know.
on out, literally.
Oh boy.
Only there was someone who was really good at insight in your party.
Guess who's never gonna use it?
What a waste.
I
of
believe you.
professional
I
skill.
believe you.
It's not how I build Sola.
Then why did you pick
I
insight?
don't know.
We could teach
I did
her.
acrobatics. It's just part of my race that's good at
So maybe
insight.
you should build Sola that way.
She's only level 4. I have 30 levels I need to build Sola on depth with. Gotta pace myself.
So, Valo seems genuinely interested in helping you, and genuinely disappointed that he's not going to have a nice warm bed, but willing to forego the finer things in life to help out someone in trouble, especially with people who have saved his life.
In exchange, we could probably provide you with some information on things that we come across. Like, we ran into lycanthropes the other day. We're bears.
Ooh.
We're bears.
Wow, deadly.
Those weird bears.
I am most
Weird
interested
bears.
in the spirits and the specters now, though.
Well,
We
come
have one of
and
those too.
stay at our home.
Well-
Might help you in your research.
So there is a one there.
I'm not confirming or denying.
But there is a study, and then you
might
can
learn
use it.
some things.
Okay, let's go. Alright, so you make your way back and you all convene back at
Mhm.
Troll Skull Manor with the information you have.
And brought the source.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Bolo. Didn't expect to see you.
I am here, and so are you. How do we know he's not the doppelganger?
We have things in place to take care of that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. It's me, Valo.
Alright.
He may be staying with us for a while.
Delighted.
Yay.
What did you
you for your
find?
help.
Where should we begin to look?
I don't know. I can tell you about the doppelgangers, but I can't tell you where to look.
Valo, have you ever heard of doppelgangers in this area?
Doppelgangers are everywhere.
Mhm.
They just don't want to be found.
Of course.
You can find them if you can pay the coin. They're usually thieves and scallywags and rapscallions of all kinds.
Nice use of adjectives.
Rapscallions next week.
Oh.
Where would you find these people?
See the way places.
Do you know where we have some coin? Do you know where we could maybe grease some palms?
No.
Well,
We do have to hurry though. The longer.
Time out.
What?
I think
How did you know that, but you don't know where to grease some palms and get some information?
That's where they go. They go into the dark, dank places.
and
That is not where Valo goes.
yes, but
Like the
you
dock ward.
may have done research.
I did do a research. But it was not in the deep, dank, dark places. It was more of a character study on them. You know, kind of a conglomeration of other people's work that I put into my own work.
I see.
Sometimes I do that, sometimes I go out on my own and find them. I did know one a doppelganger once. No one. But that's another story for a different time. You all people need to go hurry up, don't you know?
perhaps we should head to the dock ward.
Why?
That's deep and dark, and we know gangs are there. A good place to hide a kidnapped girl. They're not gonna hide her in the Blackwood mansion.
No one goes there.
But I don't think they would want it connected. So I would think go to the place where we know the thieves are.
I would just like to,
Perhaps speak with the gods.
since I have the
see if
book
there's
that he gave me before and the book he gave me
Doppelgangers.
now, and they're both signed, I just want to look at them.
Compare them.
Yeah, signatures.
Yep, the signatures are the same.
Alright.
Oh, smart.
Alright.
So, I was at the Font of Knowledge and I read that they like to keep a status quo when they take a mark.
That's true.
They want to keep everything the same.
Yes.
We know of 2 people right now that have been taken. One being our Candy, the other being
Griffin.
Doran. How would you hide, not the Griffin, who gives a crap about the Griffin, but the rider of the Griffin?
Well,
How would you hide them in plain sight?
wasn't he kicked out of the guard?
If
That's
you
what
believe
he
that
said.
story?
That's what he said.
This is all getting too much.
If Candy, if they're trying to keep the status quo,
Candy would
I-
come back.
there's a chance that Candy may be around here somewhere.
Candy might come back, but that could be months.
No, it won't be months. Candy needs to come back shortly to keep the status quo, but it won't be Candy.
So what if we vacated the premises
Let's take that out.
That or laid
To
a
make it,
trap.
make
to
it
make
seem
it
like we didn't
seem
come
like
back yet.
we had left?
I think your problem there lies with Kyle.
Agreed. Agreed.
I think if we begin to look for the one that we know was taken in Doran, how would you keep status quo on that guy?
Mm-hmm.
But would he actually even care to keep status quo now that we know that he took that form?
But who are we going to tell? It's our word versus Doran's, right?
We could ask the Griffin Cavalry if Dorn has
Ah.
gone missing or has made an appearance lately.
That's not a bad idea.
We could go to the cavalry. I don't know how far we'll get. But it's a shot for some more information.
We also do have the Blackwood outfit too, if that would get us anywhere.
We got to be really careful
Agreed.
with Lady Blackwood.
Agreed.
That I mean, we saw what she did, you know, on day one here.
Dawn's house. Would he not reside somewhere in the city?
Yeah.
How would we find it? We
That's
don't know
got-
any of his friends.
It's gotta be public knowledge. If he owns a house, we can pull a deed.
Yeah, why
But
not?
He did tell me that we weren't going to go back to his house
We weren't gonna go back
when
to
I
his-
first met him
Who's
at the
talking
Flayers
right now?
Mall.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
That is true.
Jax.
Oh, okay.
That you weren't gonna go back to.
He said we couldn't go back to his house
couldn't go
because
back.
the Blackwoods had it under surveillance.
Guys,
Or do they?
Or
The-
do that.
the tweet.
Well, even if they did, we'd have to be sneaky about it.
Would that know the difference between
We know
a
Kyle,
doppelganger?
or we know Candy.
Yes, that is a valid point. We know Candy very well. We know her by name. Could not we send a tweet after her?
We
I
would
don't-
have to keep up with it
That,
through the city streets.
that's one. Two, I don't know how that works
But-
with the doppelganger.
I don't know if it would go because
Well,
they
we
can
need to-
read her thoughts.
Right.
But
I-
it doesn't
But do we
matter if we
care
find the
which one we
doppelganger
get?
or the original.
I mean, either way, I think we get to the same end. And we have an owl and a flying
So
cat.
how do we figure out then who's who?
They can read minds.
Who was her big sister?
Yes.
Right.
But they can read
They
minds.
can read minds.
He might have already known that thought.
I think
Can only read her mind though, right?
that's.
Mhm.
I
think
don't. No, that's not what it said. They spend enough time with anyone, they can read minds.
It's only been a few hours. It might not be enough time.
Perhaps, but we really can't take that risk, can we?
I think Jack said something
I
important
think
there.
so too.
That we couldn't go back. You couldn't go back to his. Were you putting your feminine wiles on?
No.
So he just brought that information up. That hey, I need help, but we can't go back to my
It's
house.
logical spot.
It is the
Hey,
logical
the
spot.
DM has it.
It was late at night, and I said, well, where are we going to go? And he just said that we couldn't go back to his house because it was under surveillance, which made sense because the Blackwoods would be watching for him, which is what he said they were doing, so that's why I took him back here.
I think we need to go to Doran's house.
You agree?
We must be stealthy.
Yep. We gotta find out where he lives. Where can we get a deed?
Well, we signed a deed for this house.
We did. We gotta find that guy, the town crier in the beginning.
You can go to a magistrate's office. They are all over the city.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Perhaps we should go to somewhere respectable.
like a
And maybe
magistrate's
we
office.
should ask for
No, in a respectable ward.
a couple
Oh,
different places
that's
so
respectable.
that they don't.
Mm.
We may have to.
That is not very honorable, now is it?
Do you want Candy alive or not?
Yes, I will do what I must.
All right.
Should we?
I like her idea.
Maybe we ask for a couple different places so they don't know that we're outright looking for Dorans.
It's fine.
Before we leave again, what would somebody that can change forms want us to do? Is not go where he's at, right? And Kyle told us that Sola took Candy with her someplace else. We should maybe look around here for a little bit. She could be right under her
I
nose.
do think Candy could be around here, but I do think we need to go to Doran's house.
Rygar and I have been searching for the last 2 hours. I don't believe blind searching is
Did you insight
Insight who?
inside too.
the people
wall.
that you talked to?
I asked random street merchants.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to split up? Have some people search here, and others find a magistrate office and find where Doran's house is.
Yes.
Let's do that. Who wants to go with me to find a magistrate's office?
I will.
All right. Don't go into that room alone.
I have full help now.
I have no healing potions.
Maybe search some nooks and crannies here. We'll be back the minute we get some information.
I think I can help guide whoever is looking.
We gotta be quick.
Vinny, can I borrow your, whatever you call that thing? I totally forgot. I want to bring William back.
Oh.
Oh, the brazier?
The brazier, that's
Sure.
it. Thank you. I'm gonna spend an hour to
So you
bring
spend
one
an hour
back.
bringing William back,
In that hour, we're
so mark off 10 gold worth of
Gold,
incense.
yep.
I would have asked Volo before we left, where's the closest magistrate office?
He points you to it.
We go there.
You go there, and there's a magister. It is a tiefling woman with white horns that kind of don't curl over; they just kind of go up, almost like stag horns.
Okay.
And she's in the magister's black garb, and she says, "Welcome. What can I do for you?"
Just looking for some addresses. We're looking to potentially make an offer on some houses, and we just want to know who currently lives there and if we can talk to them directly to make an offer. Real estate investors.
Roll deception.
Nope. 3.
You do not know the address of the house you want to make an offer on?
I know the name of the gentleman. I met him at a bar. He said that his house could be for sale at the right price. Then we kept drinking. I haven't seen him again. So I know a name but not an address, and the only way I can get to see him is by knowing where he lives. I have the name. If I give you that, can you help me with an address?
Let's cut the bullshit.
Okay.
Why are you looking for him? What do you want to know?
I need to know his address.
How much will you pay?
Well, how much do you want?
You name your price. I'll name mine after.
50 gold.
100.
I don't have 100.
Well, then you don't have a name.
How about 75?
Roll persuasion.
Why did you start at 50? Why not like 3?
500.
14 even, because I don't have a negative to that.
The 3 of you don't have 100 gold?
There's 3 of us here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just standing back.
She has no shoes. She puts off earthly goods.
And there's a good chance she doesn't have any gold.
He's a wood elf.
You roll deception, you roll persuasion.
Oh, son of a gun!
A big old 2.
13.
100.
Would it make a difference to you if I told you that there's a little girl's life at stake and I need this address to save her?
Roll persuasion with advantage.
18.
Take the 75.
Okay. Right, okay.
The full
Wait, give me the address first, please, and then I'll give you half now. Give me the address, I'll give you the other half. Just want to make sure I have it. This is very important.
Give me the name.
Doran Bellabranta.
She looks over, and there's a wanted missing poster for Doran Bellabranta behind her.
Didn't see that.
Wanted.
Yeah, that guy. Is his address on there?
No, he lives in the southern ward, but no one has seen him. The Griffin Cavalry put out notice of him being missing.
Uh-huh.
He lives at, and she gives you the address.
Is that important to know? Or you just, like, I mean, in game, is you actually going to give it to me, or?
Oh, no. She just gives you the address.
Okay.
It's in the southern ward, near the Copper District, which is a poor district within the southern ward.
Got it. I give you the 75.
Yep. You mark down 75, you mark off 20. Yeah?
Her.
No, not you.
You
Yeah.
bought
I'm
his
not
book.
there.
You
You
bought
bought the
Bala's
book,
book.
though.
Oh, yeah. Gladly. Love his books.
Venmo me.
You can have his whole collection.
I'll give you
Will.
20 when we leave the place.
So-
Ghost Rider.
We may have a lead on him, too.
I think
I
he
take
thinks
the,
he's
can I
Ghost
take the
Rider.
wanted sign with me? The wanted poster?
Sure. It says reward offered.
Yeah. Figured as much. I'm gonna take that. Alright, we head back.
Okay. So you head back, and for that hour while they were gone, what were you guys doing?
I'm looking around the
Okay. Roll investigation.
And I guidance him.
Okay, your guidance.
Is that D4?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going back to Troll Skull Manor, or are you going right to the?
We're going back to
the-
Trollcomb
I
Manor.
wanna get everyone and then head
Yeah.
over. I
Okay.
don't know what's gonna be there.
15.
15. So, You
Right.
thoroughly check everything.
Unless he's dead.
The house is bare of any furnishings, so it's easy to look through. You don't find any new knickknacks. You do check the basement. Basement is empty. You don't really,
Empty.
you don't really check the secret passageway because you're still wary of what it lies within. But everywhere within the house is empty. You kind of do around the neighborhood, and as best you can tell, and none of the neighbors have seen Candy as you speak with some of your neighbors.
I would have asked maybe a couple of workers if, hey, did you, like nonchalantly, hey, did you see which way Silhouette Candy?
One of them points in the same direction that Kyle told you, kind of down the alley, heading in the direction of the road that heads south. But that's about it. Right?
Kyle, can you get me a piece of clothing of your sister's?
Sure.
Kind of weird request.
He brings a shirt that she has. She
Alright.
gives it to you.
I'm gonna give it to William and tell William to smell it,
Okay, he smells it.
and then I'm gonna tell him to, whenever, to try to find that scent.
Okay, so William is trying to pick up the scent. You can roll a investigation check for William.
A 20, unnatural.
William kind of catches the scent going outside and tracks it along the road, and as you reach the main thoroughfare, which kind of heads south through here, then catches up with the King's Road here, you lose the scent in the midst of everything else.
That's fine.
Okay.
We can always use him to maybe smell if there are two.
So you guys make the way back, you get everyone together, and you're off to find
Doran's house.
Doran's house, which you find easily enough in the southern ward over here.
Okay.
And you notice that it lights, there's a stable on the first floor, and there's kind of like a loft apartment above the stable. As it is now getting on towards around 7 o'clock at night, the sun is setting, and there are no lights on in the windows.
Do we want to?
Are there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
The only entryway is a set of stairs that go up along the
Are there
side to a
still
door.
like people walking around? Can we blend in nonchalantly?
Well,
The
still?
streets are starting to clear out because it's getting dark.
I'd like to see if I can spot anyone who's like looking at the house.
Yep.
The
Roll
streets.
investigation.
4. Wow, we're rolling
No one that
terribly.
stands out to you.
I'm looking for anybody that's, if we're drawing anybody's attention.
Roll perception.
I'll help you there.
Roll with advantage.
It's even worse. Was it perception?
Yeah.
10.
10. You don't seem.
Well, I can't see anyone. Let's just sneak in.
Do we want to go in the house? What is our plan of action?
Yeah. Someone's gotta go. Someone's gotta go in.
Hold.
Is there a
Okay.
chimney?
Hold and Jackson stayed back with
Right.
Zeus and Kyle.
I don't
I
know if we all.
cast- Pass without a trace.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is there a chimney?
To this loft.
Roll perception.
Jeez. 8.
You can't tell. The building goes up too high for you to really see.
No,
I'm just
see.
gonna send
Okay.
Tony up there.
You send Tony up there, and you see that there is no chimney.
Okay.
Nalcine, can you turn into a mouse and try to find some purchase and get in there?
I can.
See what you see. That'll be the most inconspicuous way. We mill about out here. Wait for you to come back.
Agreed.
And if you see something weird in there, then we go guns a-blazing in.
Okay. Right, so
So you turn into a what?
a mouse.
I'm
A
gonna
mouse?
kind of like block her from general perception, kind of like a ring,
as she
transforms
Okay.
into a mouse.
you turn into a mouse, and you need to make your way up the stairs. Roll an athletics check.
That look weird, just a little person.
As a mouse,
Can
which
I
has
lift her
minus
as-
3 to athletics.
Oh, it's Tony?
Can Tony lift her as a mouse?
Tony can.
Can I like
You want to fly?
climb up the wall a little bit or something?
Yeah, that's what you're doing. It's
Oh.
athletics.
I can
Be
drop
a
you
little
on the
spider.
Jeez. Hold on, let me use this one.
You can choose to be a squirrel if you would prefer.
Oh, is that better? Yeah, let's do
For
a
climbing purposes.
Let's do a squirrel.
Okay, so you're a squirrel. That's acrobatic. And you can. They have a climbing speed, so you're right up.
Oh, so I don't have to roll?
Unless you want.
Jeez.
Roll anyways.
Does she get in?
Roll investigation to see if you can find a way of egress.
As my stats? Oh boy.
Squirrel stats.
What are
No,
squirrel
you
stats?
keep your mental stats. So
Okay,
you
that's
keep
what
your
I thought.
wisdom, intelligence, charisma.
So 5.
Nope, everything's locked up tight.
Okay.
Look at
It's rolling very poorly.
Do you want to just go through the front door?
Do I see
Pick the lock.
anything
That's what I
through the
mean.
windows?
Window curtains are all pulled shut.
Jeez.
Is there a basement? You know,
There's a stable
It's a
underneath.
stable on the bottom.
I'm walking up to the front
Yeah.
door. I'm gonna check it.
You're just going up to the front door.
Yep.
Okay. So you go up,
it.
and I need you to roll an acrobatics check.
Traps. It's 19.
That's
Oh,
18.
18.
28.
28. So as you get to the top of the stairs and you step on the welcome mat, you hear a click and a catch is released from the top and a dagger goes flying, kind of like a hook goes flying down from the ceiling, and you dodge out of the way just in time for it to miss you before it quickly goes back up and recatches.
Nice. Undo that trap.
I'm going to attempt to disarm the trap
Okay,
this
roll a thieves'
Thieves'
tools.
tools.
Yep.
time. 26.
You find the mechanism and undo it.
And now I'm going to check the door for anything else.
Roll investigation.
It blows up.
Fair enough.
That's not so good. That's
It's
16
like a Home
actually.
Alone type
16.
16.
You find another trap mechanism
Yes.
in the handle.
I think
That
mine has
as
a place.
as you turn the handle, it looks like a poison, some sort of needle would extend from the doorknob. So you can roll a thieves' tools check to disable that as well, if you care to.
It looks like if I rotate the handle, it's going to go off, right?
Yes.
So then I'm just going to back up 30 feet and use Mage Hand and open it.
Okay. Mage hand tries to open. It's locked.
All right. So now I'll go back up and use
So
these
thieves'
tools to disarm it.
With
Okay.
lockpicking.
Nice.
26.
You find the mechanism and undo it,
This is my gig, man.
It is. Good thing
and
we
you
have it
actually
here.
you actually extract from it a small vial of poison.
Awesome.
Oh.
Take that. Keep that.
I'm going to put that in my pocket safely.
Maybe
Hopefully
we'll
I don't break it.
Safely.
One day we can feed that to Lady Blackwood or
There we
something.
go. Oh, I will now
Within
attempt to
shred.
unlock the door.
Roll your lock picking.
27.
That's
And-
amazing.
he takes the house apart.
The rogues, baby.
It's like Legos.
Yeah.
And you hear the unlocking of the door.
And I will.
Duck.
How about I like that idea? I'm going to squat down and then gently push the door open and try to stay as in stealth and quiet.
Okay, you push the door open and there are no lights on, but you have dark vision.
So I can see.
And what you see is a house that has been tossed. Nothing is in order. There's 3 rooms. The first room is kind of the largest room. There is what looks to be some chairs that are set around a table, and then a food preparation area. And then there are 2 other doors on the far side. Both of them are closed.
Well, I'm
There's stuff strewn all around. There's different rugs on the floor, different tapestries that are up, pictures of different Griffin cavalry men, class of kind of shots that have been painted, and his accomplishments, a couple of medals that have been framed for his, all of it just kind of strewn all about.
Well, I'm gonna peer my head back out the door and tell everyone that, they can at least come up to the door.
Okay?
I'm gonna follow Morthos sneakily.
Okay?
And then I'd like to do an investigation check on the room to make sure there's no other
Yep,
traps
roll
that
investigation.
I see. 13.
13. Looks pretty safe to you.
Then I'm going to go to the first door that is closed and check it as well.
Okay, you step in on the welcome mat on the other side.
Oh no. Nice.
And as soon as you
Oh my
do so, there's
gosh.
another dagger that kind of flies through, but you're ducked, and so it hits Sola right in the chest.
Nice.
So Sola,
Yeah.
you
Nice.
take 16 points of piercing damage.
Guess I should have rolled better investigation.
Well, keep checking for traps.
And you make your way up to
Morthos!
the door on the left.
You checked!
I must have missed one.
I don't know that you should pull it out.
Push it through the other way.
I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh, great. It was laced with poison.
Oh, can I borrow someone's dice? This one has been rolling terribly.
What's your constitution?
+2. 4.
You are
Oh.
poisoned.
Oh my.
So you have
take
disadvantage
the
on all
spells off.
skill checks and attacks until you are cured of your poison.
Are you still in there as a squirrel?
Yeah.
Start walking around.
Yeah.
So you go up to the door on the left or
Yeah.
the right?
Sure, the one on the right.
The one on the
And
right.
I'm going to check it.
I'm gonna help him.
Okay, so you roll investigation with advantage.
Oh my gosh,
Don't
13.
You can tell it's locked.
Oh, it's locked. Can I use do you unlock a door with Mage Hand?
Sure.
So I'm gonna attempt to do that, or attempt to open.
That's
I'm
one
gonna
of
back
the
away.
things you can do
I'm
is
going to
use your mage hand with your
obviously try to
thieves'
open the
tools.
door. I'm gonna back away to a safe area of the room that I know I've already been through,
Okay,
and attempt to open the door.
go for it. Roll your thieves' tools.
Meanwhile, I
Nice.
Crit.
go back into my normal self and I walk over to Sola to see if she's okay and cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay, you cast
Oh,
Lesser
yeah.
Restoration on her, and your poison is healed.
Yay.
Okay,
I crit, by the way.
and you unlock the door, and it's unlocked.
Just for dramatic effect, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy. How do you say it?
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy, and poof, the door open.
And it slams open,
Oh boy.
and there is a toilet
Nice.
with blood stains on the
Oh.
wall all around, and it looks to be chains on the floor. And this seems to be a room that was used for some sort of torture.
Morthos, just be careful of traps here.
Yes,
I
Guess I
wonder.
will.
I wonder if they tortured Dorian, the real Dorian.
I would assume. Or he had irritable bowel.
Wow, that's rough.
So I will walk up to the door, and I want to obviously investigate, make sure there's no traps as I walk into the room. Just
Yep.
make sure there's nothing else that I see. Great. That's a whopping 10.
Looks pretty clear. Hey, just walk right up.
Perhaps if anybody has a vial, we can get some blood for Eli, and maybe he could.
We just feed you all kinds of blood. Taste this.
Perhaps he
I
could.
don't think he tries everybody's blood.
Well, perhaps he could track the person through blood. He doesn't know if he can or not.
The bloodhound.
It's worth a try.
Maybe
It's
there'd be
true.
connection
I
there.
don't know that.
Well, I'll walk in the room, and do I see anything?
Nothing that you didn't see from the
All right.
outside.
Okay. Then I'm going to go do an investigation on the left side door.
Roll investigation.
Oh, that's a 14.
It's locked.
I will back up again and use Mage Hand thieves' tools and attempt to unlock it.
Yep,
Yes.
Is that an 18?
Yep.
So that's a 28.
it's unlocked.
Again, for dramatic effect, we will blow it open.
So you blow it open, and this room's a little bit larger. You see what looks to be the foot of a bed sticking out that you can't quite see beyond from your angle where you are.
If you were a mouse, that'd be helpful.
Don't you have William?
I was just going to say that. I'm going to send William in and let him look ahead of me.
So you send William in, and then you look through
Look through
his
his eyes.
eyes, and you see a man with what looks to be undergarments on, and that's it, with cuts across his body that is shackled to the bed.
Does he appear dead?
He looks unresponsive. He's just laying there.
I believe I might have found him. There is a man shackled inside this room that he appears like he is on the verge of death, if he is not dead already.
I'll see him quick.
So I'm going to go into the room and hopefully look first for anything that might kill me.
Or me.
Or Sola.
any of
As you
us.
step into the room in the welcome mat, there's another mechanism that
We should
goes
just look for
down.
Just ask to
Welcome
look
mats.
first.
It's true.
Hmm?
It's alright. Whatever, I'll take it.
You did ask me.
Oh. Oh.
Morthos is dead.
18 piercing damage,
Oh,
triple
sixes.
sixes,
Triple six. Oh,
and I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Is lesser restoration a cantrip?
Nope, it's a second.
Yeah, it's a 21.
21, you resist the poison effect.
Don't need it.
It's alright.
Everything good in there?
Yeah. Apparently when I asked to investigate a room, it doesn't do anything.
Well, now you know how Joe feels.
You can, well, okay.
In the elbow.
Let's-
It's alright.
let's
I'm
do it.
fine. I'm
We
fine.
will retcon. Go ahead,
Doesn't know
go ahead
yet.
and roll for William the investigation, because you were looking through his eyes.
You missed it.
I missed it, so it's a walking
Everything
three.
happened.
Dice don't lie.
Alright.
Is it? Do you
Sure,
think
I-
it's safe to come in?
Oh, I'm not going in any further because I hurt. I'm not feeling so well.
Okay.
But there is a man that is on the verge of death if he's not
I
dead
will.
already.
I will go in.
You walk in.
I follow cautiously behind.
Okay, you two walk in, and roll medicine check.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if I could roll a medicine check. Unnatural 20.
Nice.
This man is emaciated, extremely dehydrated, but seems to have a very faint pulse.
I do. Oh, you have a whole bunch. Okay. I think, don't we have some beads of nourishment and refreshment that we?
No,
Uh-huh.
dang it.
I've got it.
I know Jax had some.
Oh, she had them all.
She
Check
bought a
the-
bunch.
Let's check
Uh-huh.
the kitchen.
All right,
You-
I have.
you
I
would know that a good berry acts as
Oh.
it instantly
Got it.
gives you all the food you need for a
Okay.
day,
All right.
as well as gives you 1 point of healing.
All right, then I cast Goodberry,
Okay.
and I
Give him all 10.
I feed him a Goodberry.
Okay, and as you do so, you wait a moment, and the nourishment seeps into his body, and his eyes kind of flutter open, and he immediately kind of
It's
catches
okay. It's
against
okay. It's okay.
Who are you?
We're here to help.
Who are you?
We
Get me out of here, please. Save me.
I would like to roll an insight check on him.
Okay.
You think Alt beat himself and tied
You
himself?
don't know.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Garbanzo bean.
Who didn't know that?
He's a doppelganger! He just read our minds!
Dang it, 9.
I was gonna do it if you didn't say it. But
He-
you at least did.
He
Seemed
looks
genuine.
to be desperate for salvation.
Okay.
Morthos, can you
Can we-
lockpick his shackles off?
We mean
No,
you
keep
no
the
harm.
shackles on.
We're here.
You don't know what he's gonna do once you take those.
We're here to help.
I like her. I don't know her, but I'm starting to like her.
Then save me.
What's your name, friend?
My name is Doran Malabranta.
We thought it might be.
We were were met by your other half.
The doppelgangers captured me.
Doppelgangers.
Yes, there were 2 of them.
Uh-huh.
They've been coming back. One was Alt. One was Cass. C-H-A-S.
Thank you for the
Cash?
spelling. We weren't sure.
C-H-A-S.
Oh, I went dyslexic there.
Cass.
If they did this to him, I can only imagine what they're gonna do.
I
to
haven't
Candy.
seen Alt for weeks now, but Cass has come every couple of days just to keep me alive.
When was the last time he was here?
About 3 days ago.
So he may be here soon.
I don't care, just get me out.
Does he come in the day or the night?
I can't tell, they keep everything dark.
Okay. What do we think?
I'm gonna try to unshackle him. Get him to a hospital.
I'm going to laugh
Hold
and then
light.
I will go over and attempt to pick the shackles.
Okay, roll 2.
May I say when I was trying to like mimic what he was doing, just failing with like a little piece of twig I found and trying to.
Go ahead. I don't know why this isn't working.
26.
First one pops open.
Take it.
easily.
How does he do it so easy?
14.
Second one is a little tighter.
I'm a
Oh,
little
boy.
weird.
Doesn't
Yes.
unlock.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think
unlocked
should
his
keep the
hands,
chains on.
I rolled a
and
very
he immediately
poor
just
investigation.
rubs them, but his feet are still strapped to the bed.
Keep the feet ones on.
How are we
I'm
gonna
telling
move
you,
him?
people. Carry him.
Carry the whole bed?
We do need a bed.
It may be
We
bloody.
made promises to
Well,
people.
that's okay.
Need a bag of holding.
He shares the bed, right? He's like, keep the bed warm.
So you want to unlock it from the one that's tied to the bed, not around his ankles.
Yes.
Can I attempt to do that side?
You already made the
Alright.
attempt
Wait,
at
don't you have
unlocking it.
like those axes that you just got?
I don't have them.
And
But
back
I
over.
gotta have them.
Do
Ooh,
these
does this
chains?
count as
Want to cut off his
moonlight?
hands?
You are
Oh.
in moonlight, yes.
I'm gonna try to break it open with my sword.
Oh boy.
Okay,
With your
roll
sword?
attack.
Oh boy.
While they're doing that, I'd be outside keeping an eye on the house.
Smart.
Okay. Roll perception.
Oh,
Right on that.
They're coming.
Rygar can roll perception as well.
10.
You hit it solidly, but the chains don't.
Oh, that was just my attack. That wasn't my damage. Should I roll a
Right.
damage?
No, you hit it
No.
solidly, but it doesn't. It just.
Wow,
sticks
we
out.
did not.
You didn't find a weak
It's like
spot.
all or nothing with us, with rolls.
Really is. Well,
So, can you get me out of here, please?
How can we find them?
where's the key?
They had the keys. I don't know.
Yeah.
We need you to help us find them.
How can we find them?
They came here.
How did they get you?
Well, if you're here, you probably know that I'm part of the Griffin Cavalry.
Yep. Heard that story.
But
They
why do
came
you
by
want
here. They came by here looking, and
He's missing.
it? Oh, missing.
they always pretended to be someone and said I wasn't here. Anyway, I was on a stakeout. Undercover mission at the Barnacled Banister. It's a seedy bar
All right.
in the dock ward.
Nope. You were right.
You were right.
I was trying to gather information on, well, that doesn't matter, but
It might matter.
Was it the Blackwoods?
yeah.
What were you
We
trying to
know.
gather information on?
Why they would have called Paratons in to attack Waterdeep.
Do you have proof it was them?
What leads you to believe that?
Well, there's a woman named Roberta.
You writing that down?
She was short, kind of blonde,
Oh, that was Hannah.
pixie hair.
Oh. Son of a gun. You can erase it. None of that actually happened.
I'm like, oh, short hair,
Oh. Okay, so you lost your position over this Roberta.
I didn't lose my position. I was
Oh.
kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming home for the night, they waylaid me in the alley, did something to me, and dragged me back here. They knew exactly where I lived. I don't know how. And then they chained me up and
Probably did that research.
started coming in and out every couple of days, would touch my head and my chest and extract information, they said.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't even ask me questions.
They don't need to.
Sometimes they would just torture me just to weaken me, and then they'd do it again.
So if we free you, where are you gonna go?
I can't stay here. Cass will come back. I'm too weak to fight him.
Right.
I think we should move him to the Temple of Light.
I agree. Take him to Nye.
Absolutely.
All right. Is going to Nye close to the dock work? Asking that.
Who's Nye?
Don't worry about that.
So the Temple of Light is in the North Ward,
And
not too far from your house.
And we're all the way in the Southern Ward.
You're in the Southern Ward.
Might be hard to sneak him out.
can you walk?
Sack or something. Put 'em in.
Bag of
Me?
holding.
If you help me, I can walk.
Getting kind of full in there.
All right.
Bag of holding
Perhaps
is amazing.
Holt can bring his carriage down here.
A sack.
Will you, do you have any more of those berries?
Yeah.
They were helpful.
Yes, I can give you more.
Thank you.
Give him enough to walk.
Mm-hmm. I give him 3 more.
Okay, he takes 3 more. As he takes them, with each one that he eats, some of the wounds on his body close up. I feel a little stronger, but I'm still pretty weak.
Can you walk?
Well, if you can get my feet out of these chains, maybe.
I'd try.
Are they connected to the bed?
Yes,
Bed
they're chained.
wooden?
They're chained
Is
to
the
the
bed
bed.
wooden?
Yes.
All right. I want to break the legs of the bed.
It's my mother's. Oh.
Do you want out?
Yeah.
All right. Snap, snap.
Okay, so he's out,
Yeah.
Half
Those
naked.
were his femurs.
half naked, with the chain still attached to
I
his
feel like
ankles.
we should get insurance, yeah. We need to keep something on him to.
Yes, but we need to get him.
Who are you, Gordon? Seriously, what have you
Who is
seen?
she?
Not much. She's a hermit.
I don't buy that story
There's
now.
a reason why she's a hermit.
You killed everyone you loved. Okay.
She's actually.
We should keep a sword in his chest for insurance.
Maybe we need to keep the shackles for somebody
Do you know where the Temple of Light is?
Yes.
Go there.
He can't walk by
by
himself.
himself.
Just said he can. If we got him out of the bed.
Not in this condition.
He just said he can if
He
he got.
needs protection.
You can't split up.
He was
You
just
need to go to the
tortured for
doctor.
who knows how
We
long.
just gave him healing. He just said he can walk.
Solo,
Does he
focus
need
on
more
Candy
healing?
right now. We need to save Candy.
I have more berries I can give him if I need them.
Active kidnapping, but there's a soul in danger. Who knows?
You're right. Candy is in danger.
And so is this poor
We
man.
just freed him.
Listen, if there's someone else who they've gone after, go help them.
Okay.
I can take care of myself.
Get to the Temple of Light. Ask for Nye. She'll know what to do.
Does anybody have an extra cloak so he's not walking around half naked?
He blends in with half the population here.
Not
This
when he
isn't
gets.
the dock ward.
We should give him. Are there
I don't have any
Well,
clothes
I
except
mean,
for
do we look
literally the
around-
stuff I'm wearing.
Are there any other clothes in the house?
Roll investigation.
It's his house.
Yeah, right. Unless they stole it
Can I
because they needed to
back
back
him?
it.
Yeah.
True.
Stole all his clothes.
Melandra's helping
Ah,
you, so you can roll
nat
advantage.
20.
Oh, okay. Yes, you find a set of clothes that he can fit perfectly
Okay,
into.
yeah.
Give him one more good
Go.
berry.
Yeah, I was going to.
Do we have an extra dagger we can give him?
Yes.
Why are you looking at me?
Because apparently you hold
He opens up his
everything.
cloak. Which would you
Do
like?
you want one with a pearl handle, full tang, or half tang?
Or silver.
Who are you people?
Don't worry about that. We're here to
No,
save
I
you.
really want to know who you are.
We don't work
Why
for the
do you need-
Blackwoods.
We don't.
Okay, so then who are you?
The less you know, the better for you.
I agree with this scary lady over here.
Stay
You terrify me.
Not the way you say it.
She says it in a very scary way.
We ran into your doppelganger. And
Is that like a radar?
absolutely, yes.
They tracked you down, didn't they?
You can also see through the body with it too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
infant cavalry. Helps to tell what weather's coming.
Oh boy. Give him a dagger. You got your clothes on. I can't do anything about those chains. Melandra, is there?
Can like in another room? Are
you
there
wanna take 'em?
keys
We gotta
laying
go to the
around that
dock
might
board.
unlock the chains? No.
Even with that natural 20, it seemed that
Key
they
room.
Where they're
it
taking
seemed
the
that they take the keys with
battered
them.
guy
Okay.
with us.
You
to
do
the
find
CD
two other
bar.
traps though that
Oh.
you disable.
Okay.
Orthos.
Yes.
Northos disables them once they're pointed
Yeah.
out.
I'll find them. You can disable
Orthos chest.
it. I got it.
We're just good Samaritans who got crossed by your doppelganger.
That's what I was trying to say.
How can I find you again?
We'll find you. We know where you live.
I'm not coming back here.
Oh, well, we'll find you. You're pretty emaciated.
Yeah.
And if
Well-
you get to Nye, we're gonna know where to look for you.
So you want me to stay at the Temple of Light until you come back for me?
Yes.
You can do that.
We may
forget
about him. No, we won't. I have to go see Naya anyway.
How fresh is the blood in the bathroom?
Yes! Oh my gosh.
Just
It's,
like
it's a couple days old, dried.
I'm gonna ask you for something weird, but you're not really in a position to argue here. Okay? I just need a vial of your blood. That's how I can find you.
Vial?
Yeah, this little vial right here. Prick on the finger, couple drops.
Takes the dagger and cuts his finger.
Thank you. A little bit more. And shake it off. Yep. Thank you. But yeah, you should probably stay at the Temple of Light until we get back.
Yes.
He kind of bandages his finger. That was really weird.
There's
Well, you don't know the half of it.
You get used to it.
No,
after a
you
while.
don't.
I don't want to.
It's okay.
I'm leaving now.
I think you should. Temple
They
of
will
Light.
keep you
Nye.
safe.
Thank you.
Try to be
You're welcome.
discreet.
Don't die on the way there is what she's saying.
And I do give him another good berry for the.
Eats right away. The wound in his finger closes up. Thank you.
Wait, how far is the temple?
Far
It's-
back
it's
near our
about,
house.
it's about a 20-minute
opposite
walk.
direction of where we
Also,
gotta go.
you can't send William to kind of like.
Keep tabs on him.
Yeah.
You can't go that far away from me.
He can, but you can't give him commands. You can only look through his eyes.
We're just gonna have to trust we're gonna check in with Nye, and if he showed up, great. If he didn't, he's either Cass or lying in a ditch somewhere dead.
Yeah.
Right. So he's away. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna-
Barnabas's
Yep,
tower?
that's the barnacle. Yep.
The Barnacle
Barnacle
Bannister.
Bannister.
We'll go to Barnabas's tavern.
Yep.
Hashtag solo moment.
And while we're walking there, I'm just like eyeing up Melandra like, my goodness, she's a little devious, this one here. What? Who hurt you?
It's my mission.
Oh boy.
Everyone must have a purpose in their life. It's what drives you.
Yeah, hers scares me a little bit right now. That was some hardcore stuff that she was saying.
Was.
It was also tactical. I'm a little impressed and scared at the same time. Keep my eye on you.
You continue on, and you reach essentially the blockade.
I would like to, while we're walking, just keep an eye out if it looks like someone might be following us.
Okay, roll perception. It's hard to tell.
Looking at my feet.
It's dark. Your vision isn't great. There are lamp lights, but they're sparse, especially as you get closer to the dock ward.
Can I kind of like unsheath my sword so it doesn't really look like a sword, but it gives enough light? Like half unsheath it?
It gives a little dim light in a 5-foot radius around you, but nothing to be able to see
I have to be
beyond
in
that.
your space.
Same.
So you-
I'm just like holding on to somebody's clothes as they're
Wait,
waiting.
we
to
have
be
torches,
done.
right?
I can
Yeah,
just
but do
cast
we
light.
want to
You
light
could
them?
just cast light.
Cast light.
I see you pull the sword out and go, and just like flick out light.
That
Okay.
works.
So there's a 30-foot radius of
Wow, this sword is so bright!
Yes, good job.
So we get to the
Your head.
blockade.
And the guards see you and say, "This is off limits at night. No one into the dock ward."
Do you know Captain Staggart?
I know Captain Staggit.
What is a name?
What is
He knows us. He would let us in. We are on a mission
Roll
that he
persuasion.
would approve of.
Roll persuasion.
I've got my help. These are terrible
Aw.
dice. I want hers.
Actually, mine are bad too.
Okay.
Try this one.
Everybody's rolling poorly tonight.
Woo!
13.
You wooed that?
It was better than the 2.
It was better than 2.
Something tells me that's not gonna fly.
You have a plus.
Wait here.
Uh-oh.
Staggit emerges.
Oh, that's...
Says, "You again? What do you want?"
Sir, and I kind of wave him closer.
make sure you...
Sir, there's a girl that's kidnapped.
Investigation.
We need to get in there and save her.
Roll persuasion with advantage because he knows you.
14?
At least you're consistently bad.
It's true.
He looks at you, says,
Snag it.
"All right. But now we're even. You hear me?"
Thank you,
This
sir.
is a very little thing to become even, but...
Yes, we're even.
Yes.
Alright.
We'd love to be able to help you again too, sometime.
Stop it and see me. He waves your hand.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You what?
What did you say?
Stop by and
Stop
see
by
me.
and see me.
Okay. Bob Staggett.
I think that every time.
All right, so
Wasn't that his name? Bob?
Was it?
I've been
I don't
calling him
remember.
that.
I just call him Captain.
So we
They
get
haven't
in.
told you his
Staggart.
first name.
It's Robert.
So
Bobby.
you make your way down the main thoroughfare, which has City Watch positioned.
Okay.
But as soon as you get off the main drag, there is nothing. And at night, it's pretty much everyone off the streets. You hear clashing down alleys, a scream. You make your way where? To the Barnacle Banister. You don't know where it is.
So, could we walk back to one of those guards? Oh, yeah, excuse me, Staggett.
We forgot.
Not him, but one of the side
This will
ones
make us even.
on the. Do you know?
Yes.
Do you know where the
Yes.
Would I know where it is?
Barnacle Banister is?
Yeah, down there. Do the left. Yeah.
Thank you.
We go down there
I-
and to the left.
Well, it's on the dock.
I give him a silver for his time.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
So you make your way,
Down there to the left.
and you're just walking through with
Stealthily?
your light on.
No, I'm gonna
No.
stealthily
No, yeah,
do
now
it.
we're gonna do that. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Did you cast Pass Without a Trace?
Way back in
Yeah.
the
At the
building,
house.
Okay. Well, it lasts for what, an hour?
I think forever.
As long as needed.
Is that really what it says?
No.
It's like, wow, that's
It's an
helpful.
Okay, so it'd still be within the hour. So I want all of you to roll a stealth check, and then you can add 10 to whatever you roll,
Ooh.
as long as you stay within 30 feet of Melcy.
Good.
So we can add what?
10.
10.
18.
25.
Woo!
Are you adding 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't even her adding 10.
So not our modifier.
Yes.
So you add your stealth modifier, and then you add 10 on top of that.
Oh, and add my
20.
stealth.
30.
30.
Oh, plus 2.
So you're 27.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30, 23,
18.
18, 27,
18.
18,
19.
19.
19.
Okay.
Hey,
You
good
make
job,
your
guys.
way to the barnacled banister through the shadow.
Eat one.
Throw one of those
Are
guys here.
they, gluten-free?
Oh, that's bad.
Or
No.
throw.
They're probably gluten free. You want to risk it?
It'll only make you sick for like 2
They're
minutes.
definitely dairy free.
Melandra's an assassin who's gluten free.
Would you like the
Ooh, no, I
ingredients?
can't eat
that
that.
I
But
tore
I will
off?
kill you.
She's actually a doppelganger who went good.
Oh, it has milk and wheat in it.
Dairy free.
Nope.
Sugar promised.
Is your hand gonna like swell up now that you touched it?
No, if I eat it.
Ingest.
Did you just throw this at me? Or was that you?
No way. I thought you'd like it.
Alright, so
Back into the game.
As we get closer, I would like cover up the light so it's a little bit dimmer.
well,
Well, we
in
have
sneaking,
yeah.
you would have
Oh,
extinguished
rid
the
of it.
light.
I'm not waving it.
Here we come! Bugden to the rescue!
Sneak attack!
I just want to be sure.
Jake, what's the video where he runs in?
Leroy! Oh, damn it, Leroy! Here we go!
Go, execute!
All right, we gotta get back into it.
We'll watch that later.
So, before you is a hovel of a bar. It has, in broken letters, kind of painted, and it looked like it was formerly a nice sign, but kind of says Barnacled Banister, and there are barnacles on it, real barnacles.
Nice touch.
Classy.
Or
The-
this place floods.
The bar itself actually goes out over the water.
There you go.
And so
Fancy.
underneath it is the water, and there's a very strong smell of the sea air. And you hear,
Which I breathe deeply.
Well, actually, you don't hear much coming from the inside. It seems that this is not a jovial, raucous bar.
Oh.
It's, you kind of look through the windows, and it's very, very dimly lit on the inside. There are lights, and you can't really see anyone inside. Shadows and shades. But there's a double door that both of them are shut tight, and there are walkways on either side of the bar going out into the water, wooden planked walkways that go out pier-like even past the bar. And it's just a one-story building, and from the looks of it, it looks like it goes back maybe 80, 100 feet out over the water. So it's a pretty deep building. It's maybe, maybe 80 feet wide, so almost a square. And this is before you.
Perhaps we should go in pairs of 2 or 3, staggered, so they don't get suspicious of a large crowd.
Open windows.
Roll perception.
26.
It looks to you like you could find an opening through the overhang, the soffit that comes down kind of between the roof. You think you could kind of get up in and make your way in that way. Very small though. You couldn't do it in your current shape.
Obviously.
Maybe as a squirrel.
Or a
Well, they have a -3 to climbing. We'd learn
yes,
that.
but would a squirrel stand out here? That's the thing.
Oh, just a little
Or a
spider.
crab.
Spider. I say we just walk in and 2s and 3s.
I
could sit at different tables.
I could
pretend we don't know each
change-
other.
And see if I could at least let you know what we're walking into.
That's a good idea. Go for it.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna lose our stealth.
Okay.
That is
We're walking
true.
into a bar though, so I don't think it's necessary anymore.
Is it gonna look like?
So
it's
you're
just a
doing what,
crowd?
Nelson?
I am
No.
turning
No.
into
Yeah.
a. Yeah, I'll do a small spider.
spider. Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way up to the roof and kind of over and through, and you do make your way through the soffit up. There's really no insulation in the ceiling, and you kind of look in.
Yeah.
There's a giant bird that
It's Tony.
Tony?
No,
And then inside Tony, I emerge into my normal shape.
So
Bird
there's
pieces everywhere.
several people in here.
We need to be diplomatic
There's
here.
gonna be a
Mhm.
fire.
No, we need to be diplomatic.
No.
Usual
Spend
diplomatic
that
or
gold.
like
Wait,
actual-
usual
Well, now that I
diplomatic.
have a 0 modifier to persuasion, I feel like we can be pretty diplomatic.
And,
All right,
and who
leader.
was
Mine's -1.
I have 6 for persuasion.
Oh, that's good to know.
You go first.
I feel like since we don't have Jax, she's probably one of our most
Persuasive.
I don't have
charismatic people.
So what are you gonna say?
Nothing about chaining people up.
I'm a good person.
Practice your story now.
She says like,
Who are you
I
gonna
do
talk
it
to?
here. The bartender probably.
Good, good. I like that. I like that. What are you gonna tell him?
There's a lot of people in
Nothing.
here.
oh my
So
gosh.
how are you gonna get information with your charisma if you're not gonna ask the bartender anything?
These people are all quiet.
It's not a raucous bar, you said.
No, they're just all sitting quietly. They're here to get drunk.
That could be really dangerous.
See, I think we can. I think we can sneak in there 2 and 3 at a time, sit at
Yeah,
different
I like that
spots.
idea, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, but either way, we need information. So what are we gonna say and who are we talking to?
Well, somebody goes in with her, helps her
Yeah.
out. The wise should never travel alone.
So there are
Consider
several
there a
things that
doppelganger.
catch your eye.
Who's coming?
As you emerge, your party's kind of off here too, on the west side here. You crawl up the side and through the soffit, and you peek in. And immediately, first thing you notice is Sola talking to a bandit.
Oh,
Good thing I didn't just walk in.
nice.
Nice.
You see a table of dark
Is
skinned.
that a doppelganger me?
That was,
It's
yep,
you.
that was
No, like the little mini too.
Right there, yeah.
Oh!
the one that looks like you?
You
No,
mean
it
the
just
one
doesn't
that
have an
prob-
yellow ring. That's pretty cool.
You
I thought you would just use my mini.
You see 3 gray-skinned dwarves, many different bandits and thugs of various different styles of clothing. They don't seem to be affiliated with anyone. You don't notice really any Xanathar or Zentarum guard. These look like a lot of just sellswords and people that are used to being in the underbelly of society. In the far
Yes,
corner,
place
you
and pretend
see
to be
sitting very quietly, kind of taking in the room, 2 more elegantly dressed people, a man and a woman. They look like dwarfs except with very dark skin and very white hair. And behind the bar, you see a woman with dark black hair, very well dressed. She is tending the bar but has a glass of wine herself that she kind of sips. And she just takes everything in, doesn't rush at any point, but tends to her patrons, has a air of quiet confidence to her, fully in control of the situation. And that's just what you see generally. So now I want you to roll a perception check for anything deeper than that.
Oh,
Ooh. 23.
So you see in the middle of all of this a 15 by 15 opening in the floor. And there is a highly corroded bronze banister that goes around it. And it's covered in all kinds of barnacles.
Oh, the Barnacle Banister.
And you see a sign on the wall over here as you kind of scoot your way around to get a better perspective that says current record holder Himios Van Pride, 7 rounds. And it seems to refer to some sort of game that's played.
Hopefully with the water.
You get a better look at the bartender, and she has pale skin, and her eyes are almost pupilless. She's a very, but you can tell that she's just constantly taking everything in, and she cocks her ear at times as if to listen to a conversation across the side of the room. She seems to be highly perceptive and on top of everything that's going on here. You also notice that the dwarves in the corner have positioned themselves in such a way that they're intentionally out of her eyesight. Not the dwarves, the dark elves over here.
Oh, I thought you
Yes.
did say they were dwarves.
Yeah, I meant so the dwarves are up here. 3 dwarves.
The gray.
The Durgar, and then 2 drow over here.
Okay, got it.
Right? And Sola seems to be having a conversation with someone, though it's in hushed tones. You can't really tell what's being said. You do notice, lastly, there seems to be a lone person guarding a hallway, which technically you wouldn't see what's in there.
No.
You scoot through and look over the walls, and you see that there are 3 empty bedrooms there. And that's what you see.
Okay. I would like to crawl along the wall to see if I can listen in on the conversation that Sola is having with the other person.
Okay. Roll perception.
25.
Very good. Roll stealth
Oh.
with advantage.
Spider with the biggest ears.
Not 20.
Okay. So you move up, and you hear Sola say, in a weird voice, it's not Sola's voice, says, so, the girl is cooperating for now, does not suspect anything yet. But if I keep her much longer, she's going to be a problem. We're going to have to subdue her. And then the other voice speaks up. And it's a man who looks remarkably similar to other people in here. Just totally blends in. Nothing really unique about his appearance whatsoever. He said, well, the compound's still full. We have too many other projects going on. We need to keep each of them in there. I understand this is a personal vendetta of yours, but you're gonna need to figure out this one on your own, Alt. I thought that would be the case. Well, I don't think I'll need to learn too much from this girl. I'll just offer then. Suit yourself. And Sola turns and starts walking in this direction. Do you do anything? You just watch her?
No, I go back outside quickly.
Okay.
And hop into my normal form.
Okay.
And I say, I'll tell you more later, but the Doppelganger Sola is coming out of the bar. We need to be prepared. I don't know what we want to do, but she's coming.
Hi.
Okay.
And
Are you guys all hiding?
I'm gonna, yeah, kind of hide.
Yeah,
just gonna
one,
hide.
one last thing. They're planning on killing Candy. So whatever we do, we need to do quickly.
We should kidnap her and find out where Candy is. We can overpower
So
her. It's
you're-
8 against 1.
You're encouraging an act of kidnapping.
It is to save another act of kidnapping.
Sola, do you have sleeves on? I'm asking how you're dressed.
Shorter sleeves, kind of drapey pants.
I walk up to you and I rip the sleeves off so you have cut off sleeves. Just stop. Stop.
It's okay.
And I
I'll
give
fix
you
it
this
later.
key. Do you have a pocket?
Sure. I have a belt sash.
Find a way to hold this key.
I'm gonna tuck it safely in my belt sash. How I hold my sword.
Shash.
We should hide. I think.
What is this key?
Just hold the
He
key
found it.
and let's
So we
get
know
prepared.
too.
She's not gonna have a key. Hide the key.
Okay, so you guys are all hiding.
Yep.
Seconds are ticking by. It's about a minute.
I'm going in.
She's not coming out.
Recognize you.
I'm going in.
Yeah, should we go to the
Okay. Are you entering in the front door?
She does not know Melandra,
You enter
Yeah, I'll
in.
come with you.
You're coming with me, Melandra.
but she's gonna recognize
You see everything before you.
Mm-hmm.
You roll perception.
You gonna help me perceive?
Melandra's going in with her,
Yeah.
side by side.
Yes.
Okay.
Nat 20.
You see no sign of Sola, but everything else I described to Melsine.
Okay. And Melsine didn't tell us that.
Meanwhile, I am to the others outside. I'm relaying
What you saw.
what I saw
Okay. What are you doing?
Well, dear,
and what I heard.
let's go get a drink.
Okay. So you make your way up to.
While actively perceiving
Yep.
what we're walking by.
Yep. So you see everything I described. Several people take long looks at both of you, but don't make any moves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really notice anyone moving from their tables or doing
Okay.
anything suspicious. The bartender immediately takes you in,
Okay.
and she sees you coming. You approach.
Excuse me. What's on tap?
What will you have?
What do you have to offer?
Several drinks that you might like. Let's see what I have here. My list disappeared. Hold the phone.
What's
Literally?
I have some Red Dwarf Stout. We have some White Leaf Bitter. Some 7 Spice Ale. Some Dragon Slash. Some Oak Surge. The Sunset Pale Ale is quite nice.
Hmm.
So I have some Bousquet Brown Ale. The Golden Stout. This one's from Golden Fields. You get the name, right?
Yeah.
Anything you're looking for in particular?
You said you liked the pale ale, right?
Right?
Why?
Smooth, tasty.
I'll go with that. I trust you.
All right, it'll be a silver.
Okay.
I'll take the house favorite, whichever you recommend.
Ah, that'd be the red fruit sangria.
Ooh, yum.
Wait, you had sangria?
This is a fancy.
I love sangria.
Darn.
She goes and takes a special bottle in the back, and she looks at you and she says, "This is what I drink." And she She pours it, hands it over to you.
How much is that?
2 gold.
There you go.
No, I'll pay for it. Thank
Yep.
you.
Anything, my dear.
You know, you can
Expensive drink.
take a ride on the banister and get the drink for free if you make it around.
Wait,
7
what?
rounds.
You go around the barnacled banister and tear up your ass, and you get the drink for free?
You walk along. If you make it all the way around, you get the drink for free.
I think I'm gonna pass on that, though. What's the record? Just wondering.
She points to the wall.
7.
7 drinks, 7 times around. 1 round, 1 drink.
You sure you don't want to try?
Maybe another time.
Okay.
Alright. You drink your drinks. The red sangria, red fruit sangria is delicious. But there's an interesting taste in it that you can't quite discern. But it is delicious.
Poison.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you the owner of this establishment as well?
Aye,
How long have you been in business?
a long time.
Yeah? How long is a long time? Longer than Durnan?
That wanger. Durnan's got nothing on me.
Oh yeah? How long you been open then?
Long enough.
That's pretty. So you've seen a lot of changes that happened around here, huh?
Aye.
Yeah? What's some of the most memorable?
Well, there was a troll attack one time.
Can I roll a history check on that?
Mm-hmm.
With advantage?
No?
Alright, just figured I'd ask.
Good.
You wanna help me?
Sure.
She wouldn't know.
Alright.
No
Yeah, because I
advantage.
just came into the game, so.
18 plus 3, 21.
So you know that there were the troll wars about 200 years ago.
Okay. I don't look shocked. Just, oh, interesting. What else?
Oh, fancy mage built a big old dungeon down below.
12.
You know that there's a dungeon below the yawning portal, but you don't know anything about a mage.
Okay. Interesting. So you've seen a lot. You're pretty perceptive then. You've seen so much.
I've seen a lot. Know
Yeah.
a lot.
You know a lot. Think you could help me and my fiance here out?
New day, new girl.
Blackjacks didn't even exist.
I know, right?
What happened?
I don't think she's your type, but I could still probably help you.
You're right. She scares me a little bit, actually.
Best be quiet. There's lots of ears, lots of eyes. What do you want to know?
There was a monk here. Did she come in with anyone else?
Now we're getting somewhere then, aren't we? So, there's 2 ways this goes.
I'm listening.
1, I can tell you, and you can owe me a favor. 2, I can tell you after you pay me whatever I ask.
Is there a third option?
I don't tell you.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I don't tell you.
Oh, that's the third option. Well, we can take that one off the table. I don't like that.
Another one.
Yeah, let's take a look.
What type of favor? Just trying to get a general idea. Would we be talking?
Doesn't matter. Whatever I ask.
I mean,
One favor.
Aye.
Per one
if
question.
we help you with that favor, is there like a possibility of business in the future?
I like this lady.
There's always a possibility of business, dearie.
Landry, you scared the shit out of me. But I think I'm falling in love.
You like that drink though, don't you? I can tell.
All right.
Okay.
1.
She hands you a knife and a vial.
Yep.
Give me some blood.
Hers or mine?
Yours.
You want my blood?
Aye.
Why would you want that?
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's how I'll find you.
Huh?
It's how I'll find
it's
you.
gonna be
To
bad.
call in a favor.
She's the same kind of person as you.
Nat 20. Do I feel any thumping?
No.
Nowhere in
my.
this room.
No.
Just do
He
it.
hesitated.
Okay. Well, he can't hesitate on a nat 20. That's the favor?
Still did.
No, that's how you.
No, that's how
that's
she
how I
finds you.
call in the favor.
And that's all you're going to use it for?
What do you care what I use it for?
Well, a little protective. It's my property.
Not once it's mine.
Oh no.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. You need this little vial of blood?
That's all.
Eli, get on with it.
I'm going to.
Candy, remember?
So I slice my hand open,
Yep.
You didn't even ask how much money.
You fill it.
fill it,
Yep.
stop it, and then by the time I give it back, I would like it to be not bleeding anymore.
Once he hands it over, can I ask how much
She
money?
hands it, she takes it, unstops it, and drinks it right away.
Oh.
And she shudders for a second. And then you feel a thumping.
Oh.
And she says, "Oh, didn't expect that. Well, that's interesting. Now I've got a nice favor for you.
Oh my gosh.
But your monk is down the hall with the little girl. You better move fast."
Oh,
And she came in with someone else?
I think I just told you that.
the little girl.
Little girl.
Okay, well, I was also wondering who she was talking to. But, fine. Which room?
On the hall. So you have to go through that card.
Okay, thanks. Is there a key I need?
No,
Alright. Are you gonna tell your guys to back off?
already did.
Oh,
Oh boy.
nice.
Okay. Oh boy.
Let's go.
Here we go. We walk by the front of the door. The front
Is
door
there
I
a way
came
we
in.
can let these guys
So
know?
you go back this way.
Yes.
Yep.
I walk by the front door, peek my head out,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
Whistle
I just-
or something.
I just
Roll
motion.
perception.
Yeah, can I help?
Yeah, please do. We'll roll that with advantage.
That didn't help.
We don't see anything.
Okay. So you guys make your way over here.
Yep, and then.
And she says to you, "Have a nice honeymoon."
Yes. Head on back.
Out
No, back.
Oh
where
my
she
word.
said.
here.
Hallway?
Yep.
Yeah.
By ourselves?
You approach.
You
Yep.
got this.
Okay. The guy looks at you. Looks over at. Well, you didn't ask her name.
Yep.
At the bartender, and waves you through. And you approach, and there are 8 doors in the hallway.
Pick the right one. Or just slam all of them.
So I want to go. I want to go to.
Let's pause. It's now been about 5 minutes. You guys are waiting outside. You just continuing to wait.
Just come in.
I would have been watching the front door and see who comes out.
No one's come out.
And I'd be checking for.
Roll perception.
I did poke my head out. You got
You,
5.
wait, you poked your head outside?
I poked my head out and did this, but I don't know if anyone
Yeah,
saw
I
it.
don't know if you guys.
That
Can
was
I roll
why I went
perception
to
to
the
see if
front
we
Did we
saw
door.
him
see
do
it?
that?
Okay, roll. What'd you roll?
All of us?
So you were watching the front door.
You don't see it.
I see a whopping 8.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. No
And
one saw
looking
it.
the other
the
way.
sea
Oh.
is distracting you.
It's a very pretty seat.
It is a very pretty sea.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you guys are going in.
Are we just taking the hallway? Like,
5 minutes isn't too long in a
So
bar.
yeah, there's door,
No commotion, no nothing.
door, door.
So I would like to try to go to the one I thought she was pointing at with her eyes.
Well, she was pointing at this
yeah, the hallway.
this general area.
Well, then we're gonna start with the first one, and I
You
want.
can roll perception.
Okay. I'm looking for I want to look first. Are lights coming out from underneath any of the doors?
Yep, roll perception.
15 plus 5, 20.
Okay, so you see lights peeking through the door behind you,
Mm-hmm.
the door opposite you,
Mm-hmm.
door over here,
Mm-hmm.
door over here, and over
Mhm.
here.
All right, I'm gonna go with the one behind me. I want to put my ear to the door
Yep.
and perceive if I hear
Roll
anything.
perception.
Roll. Well,
You're putting your ear to the door, so it's just you.
can she help me?
No.
You can't help
Can I
with
do
that.
the other door?
You're both smacked.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like, how about that?
Ear.
You go. I point to the other one with light. She listens to that one. I
They're
listen.
facing
So
each
she
other.
goes to
It's
this
awkward.
one, you go to this
Right.
one. Okay.
18.
Oh,
Oh wait, that's cocked. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Take
it is.
back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
is it?
is.
All right, roll
Yeah.
it again.
Maybe I'll use this one.
Ooh,
17 plus
plus
something.
Okay.
perception.
So you hear a Eli. You hear a.
Drunk.
All right.
Burps.
Um,
Or a frog.
Mylandra, you hear.
My bet's on the frog.
Okay, not that one.
I walk down to her. What'd you hear?
Snores.
All right. Next one with light.
Okay. So you walk up to this one, and Mylandra walks up to this one.
Yep.
Okay, Mylandra.
Ugh.
10. You have a 10. I have a 7.
You hear muffled voices chatting. You hear nothing, Mylandra. Silence. There's one more room with light.
Oh, there was? All right.
Yep, that last
Go to
one.
that one.
Okay, so you go right past Melandra to the last room.
Hey, Fluffy pillow.
14.
14, you hear more voices. Sounds like a female. You can't really make out the other one.
Depth of tone on that female's voice. High, low. Does it sound like a kid?
Hard. Does not sound like a kid, but it sounds like an adult woman, but you can't tell the other voice.
I would say.
Stay here. Real quick.
In the hallway.
Yeah, just be careful. I want to walk back to the guy at the front.
Okay?
I want to motion to him. Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to help me open a door?
He doesn't answer you. He just looks back towards the bartender. And then he looks back at you. Says, that would be 2 favors then.
Oh boy. She runs the biggest crime ever.
Can you ask her if each door is a favor?
No.
Jeez. I'll hold on to that thought. Go back, and I want to knock on the one where we hear the woman's voice. And
Oh my word.
This could go really badly.
knock on it. Try to muffle my voice. Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Is this room taken?
Roll a performance check.
With advantage?
No.
Oh, I have 4 performers.
Yep, that's why you're gonna knock next. Ooh, nat 1. So it really sounds
my
like,
God.
is this room taken?
You hear nothing for a second, and then the door opens up slightly, and you see a man's hand reach out, and a sock goes on the handle, and then it's slammed in your face.
Okay. Knock on the other one where we heard talking.
So, Andrew, you go up to this one here.
Can they change
Yeah,
it?
right?
But
They
they
could change.
Can they change it? Can.
Yeah, they
Good.
can, but we got to have some sort of process of
Mhm,
elimination.
20 plus
It doesn't matter, nat 20.
24.
Natural 20. Okay, what do you say?
You're performing.
I am.
Yep.
Housekeeping?
You want me for pillow?
Anybody need more sheets?
There's a quick silence. And then you hear a little girl's voice say, "No, we're fine, thanks. Just about to leave."
Open the door.
I'll kick down that door.
Oh my god.
You're kicking down the door?
When
Oh
in doubt,
my
go
gosh.
Okay.
big. Big.
That's right.
I don't know what else, like, I don't want.
I could pretend to be sweet.
You could have, you didn't say anything.
It's only been 5 minutes. You're at a bar. I know how much you
God.
drink. I'm trying to be in character here, not metagame.
I understand, but I don't know what else to do here. Like, I wouldn't stop and come get you if we think we have the right room.
Okay, as soon as you
Oh, I'm gonna get
open the
attacked.
door, you look in and you see a little girl that's gagged, and you see another little girl that's Candy that turns into a woman, just like any other person there, and immediately takes 4 swipes at you.
Oh my gosh.
Get your defense up.
It's probably
The
the Blackwood girl.
I'm probably dead.
The first one is a 18.
Oof.
Second
Wait,
one is
No.
No,
No?
the 13.
second one is a 15.
Oh boy.
I'm dead.
Oh boy.
Third one is a 10.
Miss.
Miss.
Fourth one is a 22.
Oh my goodness.
I'm dead.
Okay, 1 second.
I hope you guys hear some commotion.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hear nothing.
What? You're like right there.
I hope so
I
too,
understand, but
man. You didn't come and get us. It's only been
I
five
stuck
minutes.
my head out and
You
went
just
like
didn't see
this.
You didn't
I was
see
watching
it.
it.
There were 3 rolls for perception, and all of them failed.
And I have
Yeah.
a +7.
Ooh. It's a pretty bad fail.
I know.
Oh wow. It's 10.
Okay, so I'm sorry, my computer, I forgot to plug in, so I just got a low battery, and I don't want that to run out.
You're not doing well with your 21 health.
Okay, so that's 3 hits, if I'm correct. And that's also was sneak attack,
Hopefully just
because you weren't prepared for it. So that's 1, 2, 3.
You specifically say I'm getting ready for it.
He rolled a 1 on his performance. That tipped her off that there was something going on. Okay. You're gonna live. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 12, 13 plus. 13. 25 damage to you.
She's done.
Oh, she's down.
So Melandra immediately goes down in a heap, and you hear a screaming from the little girl on the bed.
Come on,
Eli, I need you to roll initiative.
I get that with advantage because of my shield,
I've
correct?
seen you come. You need to come.
That's how.
Yes.
We suck at rolling.
13.
It's an 18. Okay, so she steps over Melandra's body and takes 4 swings at you.
We're gonna die without you guys knowing.
First is
We'll come in after like.
Are you saying I have my shield out after seeing her go down?
yes.
All right.
First is a 19,
Hits.
A time frame, like after
Second is a
5 minutes,
15.
check us
No.
out.
20,
Yep.
12.
No.
So 2 hits.
Yep.
This is not sneak attack because you are aware of it.
Prepared.
So that is 15 slashing damage to you.
All right.
Your turn.
I'm going to yell for help.
Okay.
Help! And I'm going to, can I ignite and swipe at her?
Yep, bonus action ignite. Take
Do
your
I
attack.
hear his help?
Roll perception. All of you guys outside can roll perception.
13.
18.
12.
14.
14.
No one hears anything.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Would Tony hear it?
18
18 hits. Roll your damage.
with radiant.
So did you mark off your
Yeah, I took 2 off.
your hit points?
It's half, right?
Yep.
Half the level. 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay. She takes her 4 swings at you. That's a what's it? Plus. So that's 17.
No,
17.
no.
How long?
23, 24.
Has it
An
been like
8.
half an
No.
hour so we can come in?
No, it's been about 6 minutes.
Yeah. Time slows
That
down.
is
so
9
fast.
slashing damage to you.
I'm going to yell, help! Again.
Do I hear?
You're gonna have to roll.
Come on, guys, you can do this.
24.
There you go.
25.
Oh, they heard us.
I hear nothing.
I stopped listening.
10. That ocean, I'm just thinking of the tsunami that was
Rygar and Melcene, you think you hear yelling. You can't make out what it is.
Do you hear that?
Nope.
No,
I think we should make our way
hits.
in.
I think
Just
I
comment.
agree, Rygar.
It's 12.
Let's go in carefully, but
But we
it
don't-
seemed pretty quiet up until
if
now.
we're undercover, we might blow it.
Well, I'm going in quietly, but going in.
How many hit me?
I am
I'll
as well.
trust you.
Right.
I'll
I
go
was
in with
already
you.
going in.
We'll wait here. Don't let me Tony.
Make sure all doors are covered.
13. slashing.
Got it.
Your turn.
Are you staying
And
up?
I'm going to yell, help! Again.
Hmm?
Are you staying up?
No, I'm gonna go in. I trust Melcene. She's a friend.
17.
Are
I
you-
was
you-
inside.
Okay, so I'll allow you. Well, you were talking, so I will allow you to have rushed in. And at this point, you see everyone kind of stopped and just looking in the direction over here. You see a guard that just has its hand up and is essentially holding everyone in the room. And you see another guy that seems to be making his way, just walking swiftly across the room and out the door.
Oh wait, there's a door that way?
Mm-hmm.
Melcene and I also said that we were going in.
Mm-hmm.
By the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to walk up and to the guard and I'm gonna say,
Nope, I need all of you to roll initiative. And it's Eli's turn.
7.
16.
Hold on.
Okay.
Mylandra, I need 2 death saves from you, by the way.
Oh my
You're
god.
down.
Yeah.
She's level 1.
2, I think.
2.
20?
Oh,
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Roll,
Two
roll initiative, Mylandra.
13?
Plus 2, 15.
Okay. Eli, take your turn, please.
Well, I was gonna stabilize you.
You have 1 hit point, Mylandra.
I think I'm going to. I don't know what else I can do. I'm gonna yell in the back by the bedrooms, and I'm gonna Can I do something to give her disadvantage?
On the attacks?
Yeah, like
How much
So
health do you have?
10, I think, if I did my math right.
Okay.
Like you know how you can disengage or dodge.
You can take the dodge action. That's your action.
What does that do?
It gives her disadvantage on attacks against you.
All attacks or just one?
All attacks that round.
I think I'm gonna dodge.
Okay, you take the dodge action.
Yeah.
Melandra, your turn. So
Now is
Eli,
she out in the hallway or okay?
she stands up right next to you. I assume she's standing up.
Sure.
Okay.
Can I move a couple distances away and then, can I do anything?
If you
I
move out of
move
her way, she'll
Yeah.
take an opportunity attack.
Oh,
You can disengage.
yeah, then I'll just.
Or you could disengage.
You can disengage. That's your action then.
We won't be attacked.
But
You won't do anything either.
can I try my agonizing blast?
You can. It would be at disadvantage because you're at point blank range.
Never mind, then I'll disengage.
You can use your hand axe to attack.
I'll try that.
Okay. Roll your attack.
At 20.
Here comes that hand axe damage.
So you roll a d10 twice.
No, that's agonizing blast. Hand axe is, I think, a d6.
Oh, d6. You roll 2 d6s.
And then you add a plus
4.
Plus
Or
4.
it's a 2
Nice.
there.
Plus
Is
2.
it- Okay.
Yeah,
Because
sorry.
Two of those
dex.
plus 2. Just, yeah, you're good.
5,
5.
7.
7.
7. Okay. All right. Now, what was your initiative?
7.
Rygar was a 7. And Sola, what was yours?
16.
Eli, what was yours?
I don't remember.
I think you said 13.
Yeah, maybe.
Melcine, what was yours?
11.
11. Melandra, what was yours?
I don't think I ever rolled.
Yeah, you did.
It was a 13.
It was a 13 plus
on
2,
the die.
15.
Okay, so you're up here. Vincent, what's yours?
17.
You said 16, Sola.
Yes.
Morthos?
13.
Okay. And I think that's everybody. Okay. So, he is going to take a swing at you.
But I took
Disadvantage?
dodge. All right.
15
No.
hits on your shield. Another one. 11 hits on your shield. Frustrated, turns to Melandra.
I cursed eyeless.
Okay, so that's disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's a 15 against you. That hits. Okay, so you drop again. And then turns back to you. Still disadvantage. And that's an 18.
No.
Vincent, you are up.
I see everybody else going in, so I am going in as well.
Okay, so you get in. That's your full movement. And you see the situation, hand up.
Is he also signaling to us to not go in there?
He's just kind of turned his head to Rygar and Sola and Melcine as they're entering in.
Okay.
Sola, you're up.
I'm gonna walk up to him kind of casually and say, I have a room back there. Let me in.
And he'll look at you. No, you don't.
That's our friend back there.
Prove it.
Prove he's our friend.
That's the end of your turn. It is now Melandra's turn.
Should write a friendship contract.
I need a
Come on,
death save
Sola.
from you, Melandra.
Or you could have just ran by him.
I think he would have stopped.
That's a success. Okay. Morthos.
I'm just gonna hang out by the door and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang out by the door.
Yeah.
Eli, you're up.
Gonna stabilize Melandra.
Okay, that's your bonus action.
And as an action, I think I'm gonna take dodge again.
Okay. Melcine, you're up.
I want to try and run by him if I can.
You can't run through an
Okay.
enemy's space. He's right in front of the doorway.
Okay. I go over to him and I say, there were 2 people that you let through here. Oh, I don't know that. We believe that 2 of our friends might be in danger. Please let us through. We're trying to save a little girl.
That'll be 2 favors.
Or,
Your turn's up.
oh my god.
Rygar.
Did I hear the 2 favor offer?
Yes.
Is that 2 favors in now? 2
It's a
additional?
yes or no question. Your turn's up.
Yes.
Okay. She takes 4 disadvantaged swings against you. That's a 16.
Yep. No.
That is a 2 16s. That's a 22.
Yep.
It's a natural 1. She falls down and stands back up. So that was 3 attacks, right? Another natural 1. And one of her daggers goes flying into the room. Takes an attack against you. That is 7 slashing damage. Okay. And it is now Vincent's turn.
Can I see up the hallway behind the guy that's blocking?
Like-
nothing?
Like through it?
Yeah,
See
yeah.
through it? Yeah, you can kind of see that there's a door that is not closed all the way, but it's half ajar so that you can see that there's a hallway that goes down.
I Misty step to the end of that hallway.
Okay,
Past them, obviously.
you misty step. You see Mylandra down, and you see Eli kind of crouching behind his shield as there are blow after blows glancing off of the shield.
Okay. I will. I'll run up to where they are.
Okay, you can get up to there.
And I will, I can't see in the room, right?
You cannot, not from that angle.
Okay, I will, are you stabilized? I don't know that.
She's
stabilized.
stabilized.
I will try to pick her up and like pull her back. Or like
Okay,
drag
roll.
her away.
Roll a strength check.
Milk muscles.
I mean, I'm not that heavy.
Yeah, but I'm not that strong.
This is the perfect combination.
I know.
Oh.
17.
Okay.
Oh, you -2.
That's right. Strong enough at the moment.
It's like that, like adrenaline strength when a mom picks a car up off
You
of her
can
kid.
you can move her 5 feet, and that's the rest of your movement.
Okay.
Okay. And it is now Sola's turn.
He has a weird thing with blood. He doesn't say anything. I'm gonna step of the wind into the hallway.
He's blocking your path.
Ah. You just said prove our friendship, so I did.
He looks at Rygar, and he says, "She accepts. Your friend's ledger will be noted." and he steps aside.
Oh boy. Well, I'm probably gonna have to kill some good people that we don't want to. So, sorry guys. Don't think any less of me.
Sola, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk in. Can I get to the adjacent room, or is Vincent blocking the way?
I mean, I'm gonna die.
You can go how many feet?
I want to go into that room to the round that's next to the door. See if I can like carve a
That's
path for the
30
girls.
feet. That's 30 feet right there.
I have 40.
I know. So you're trying to get into this room.
I'm trying to get into that room and try to like carve a.
Okay, so you go in. It is an empty room,
Yeah.
and you're trying to break through the wall.
Yeah, so I can get the little girls to escape.
Okay. Roll a general intelligence check from that position.
How smart am I?
Hey, I'm not strong and I moved my land.
Right.
Wait, where's
Don't
intelligence?
do amazing
is your
things.
intelligence modifier.
17.
Okay. You, based off of what you're seeing, you would surmise that you could probably try to get into the room through the wall from here. So that's your full 40 feet of movement.
Yes.
Go ahead and attack the wall.
Break through that wall. I love it. Snag her out, if that's her.
18, 19, 20,
That hits.
26.
Roll your damage with your sword, and you're under the moonlight.
Yes!
I guess things could be worse.
12.
12. Okay, so you slash through the door or through the wall, and you put a gaping slash through it, and you hear a as the sound of a screaming child comes through.
I'm gonna unarmed strike it.
Okay, roll your attack.
We don't ask questions.
Apparently.
11.
11.
On a wall?
You smash into the wall and roll your damage plus half.
Oh, savage attack. 8, so 4.
4. Okay? You smash and it kind of breaks a little bit.
Hey, what is the splinters compared to her life?
All right, Melandra, you're stabilized. Morthos, you're waiting outside. Eli, you're up.
I'm gonna disengage,
Okay?
back up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that away, and try to back up a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
right there, and try to force her out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say to her, is Alt a man or a woman?
No idea.
Your choice.
Wow, either way. I'm gonna say, come on out, Doppelganger.
Okay. Elsine, you're up.
I go. I'm still up front, apparently. I go in.
Yeah, she did talk to the dude. She would have been in the thing.
Okay.
That's true.
So we'll say you would have been over here.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just talking to her at the front door.
Sorry. We'll say you're over here. Or you wouldn't have gone there. You would have. You're
Yeah.
always keeping your back to the wall.
I go down the hallway.
Okay. 20 feet of movement there, and you see
All right.
Melandra on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Very shallow breaths, a big
Okay.
gash across her
Okay.
chest, and you see Eli, blood coming out multiple places, kind of staggering backwards,
All right.
yelling something about a doppelganger.
Got it. Can I go over to Melandra? Yeah. Am I able to do that?
You can get up next to Melandra, but then you're in melee range with the doppelganger.
Don't want to do that. Alright, can I... And I see that Eli is also hurt. Alright, I call out to Eli. I hope this helps you some. And...
Me too.
A little bit. And... Healing word him.
Okay, healing word.
For plus my wisdom, right?
Yes.
9.
9 points of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Rygar, you're up.
I can make my way into the hallway as much as I can.
Okay.
Well, she's not coming out.
Well, it's not our turn yet.
30 or 30 to there.
35.
I know, but you can go 30 feet or 30 feet. 35 is on
Okay,
Vincent.
gotcha. In front of Melsine, bow drawn,
Okay.
and if she steps out, attack.
Okay, so you're holding your attack action. Very good. It is now turn. She steps out towards you. Roll your attack.
That is an 11.
The arrow goes wide as she takes 4 attacks at Eli. That's a 23. And that is 6 damage.
Oh, you're doing it that way.
Yes, because
You're
I know that you're low.
You're gonna put me down.
That is 20. And that is 8 damage.
I'm down.
She takes another attack at you. That's 18.
No.
As your shield falls to the side.
Oh, then yes.
Yep. Takes
That's-
another attack against you.
So.
If she hits, you're dead.
Oh my goodness.
Like dead?
Dead. Two attacks.
Well, he
on
did
an
say if
arm,
we played
dead,
it stupidly, one person would die.
What'd you roll?
But
What did
we
you say?
wouldn't.
2 5s.
Yes!
So I have 2 deaths.
2 death
12.
saves.
So you have 2 death saves.
I got you.
I guess we played it really dumbly, guys.
What happened?
I feel like we've been playing really smart
I
tonight.
thought so too.
Okay.
Instead of.
Did you break into the room yet?
As you go
No, I'm
down,
about to next turn.
as you go down, she steps beyond and breaks down the door here
Oh.
and pulls Eli inside.
Oh my god. We're gonna have to figure out which one's Eli and which one's Doppelganger.
Well, the one that's dead is probably
The Doppelganger, the Eli.
All right,
Wait a second.
Vincent, it's your turn.
I will rush up the hallway.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Our wizard! You know, our really ass
Yeah, you get
strong
there.
packing wizard there.
And you see 2 Elis lying on top of each other.
Oh.
Should have given you the key, man.
Oh, is one bleeding more than the other?
They both look bloody and they both look beaten and ragged.
So what I will
Bandana, right?
do.
That you got from Hold?
No.
Can we talk at this point?
This should be relatively
Each other?
easy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't?
Yeah.
Poke 'em! Do they say ow?
But that might kill him.
Just the phrase.
I'll roll a crit.
It's
It's
the
true.
phrase, remember?
That's what I'm saying.
But he's
Can I
down.
talk
He's
at this
unconscious.
No, you're still in.
Yeah, he won't answer.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
point? No, I know the.
To
I
you
know how to
guys.
get it.
What are you doing, Vincent?
Uh,
Rygar, your
Let's
turn
look
is
at the
here.
file.
I know where it is.
I'm gonna cast sleep.
They're gonna cast sleep. Okay.
Because
Cast sleep.
he's down to no hit points.
Yep.
And it's all on
Go
her
ahead and
then.
roll.
I'm gonna do it on 2nd level.
That's an interesting tactic.
Okay.
It's actually depending on how much health.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. Hang on. How many d8s do I have? 7 d8s.
You roll all of them?
Here are 5.
Here's one.
I think. I guess so.
Because I don't have to go D8.
You hit her, right?
Huh? I hit her a couple times.
Right.
And so did Melandro.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll like fart or something. 5, 10,
Oh.
11, 12, 13. Plus. What is this? 2?
I know, those
Is that
dice are really
7?
hard to read.
I think
it's a 7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, so wait.
It
Hang
is
on.
legitimately a
seven.
7.
Alright, wait, hang on. That's 1 7. Someone do math.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
math
okay, I
here.
got it, I got it. So,
14
14
plus 3.
17.
Here's 5.
No, let's do
22.
20, 25,
30.
38.
38.
38. Okay.
That's all on her.
Nothing happens.
What happens?
Nothing, she's
Two
sleeping.
Eli's laying on top of
She
each other.
doesn't
Is one snoring?
like move or anything?
Roll perception.
Alright. 14.
It's a bloody heap of mess.
Give me something.
Sola, you're up.
Do I know that they dragged her down, or do I still not know?
You're in room.
I'm in a
down the
room?
wall.
Okay.
Actually, am I sorry.
No,
am,
it's
am I out of movement? Like, did I use my full movement?
It was 25 feet of movement. You have 5 feet left.
I'll step by
This one
forward.
moved, or that one?
No, it's frozen.
What's frozen?
It came off.
Oh, okay. You want to go refresh it, Adam?
Are we pausing?
Yeah, keep playing.
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement towards it.
Okay. Towards. So just 5 feet forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are in front of the doorway. Well, actually, the door. You were in front of the door, but you can't go in because that's where the heap is.
Okay.
So just 5 feet past.
Yeah. Can I move to the left or no?
What do you mean to the left?
Like back away from the.
Oh, here. Yeah, you can go
I know.
back 5.
That's what I was
That way. Or is that door closed?
That door's
Either
closed.
Oh, okay.
You mean to the west?
Yeah.
That's closed off to the west.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
There's
Sola.
no lines.
I'm gonna kind of rap on the spot that's almost broken, and then I'm gonna kind of shout like, "Stay away from here!" And I'm gonna attack the wall again.
Okay. Roll attack.
So hopefully they move. 6, 7, 8, 14.
That hits. Roll your damage with your sword.
Savage attacker. Down 6, 7, 8, 14.
Okay. You slice it through again, and you create a hole that's about a foot wide, and you can
Here's
see
Sola.
her. She's eyes wide. Here's Sola. Eyes wide, and she is kind of thrown onto the bed. She's not tied down. She's just freaked out.
Okay. Come this way. We're here to save you. It's okay. Oh, right. There was a doppelganger of me.
She's
Candy. Who's your big sister? Come on.
She's gagged. Don't do this now.
that's your turn. Alandra.
plus that was to see if she was a doppelganger.
Am I still just stable on the ground?
Oh yeah, you're nothing. More of those.
Wow.
More of those.
You are something.
More
You're
of
just
those is
something.
watching outside. Eli, I need a death save from you.
Oh my goodness!
Done. I was in a room.
No, I know. I did. For some reason, I didn't think this was coming.
You don't have any advantages.
Thought he
do
was
you?
safe after last week.
Hey.
15.
All right, that's a success.
Oh!
Melsine, you're up.
I run back to the guard.
Okay.
Looks like Captain Oliver Bobtail might be coming out soon.
And I asked the guard
Uh-huh.
to communicate with the barkeeper who drank the blood and said, can she help us determine the real Eli?
Is that gonna be another favor?
Of
He
course it
looks.
is.
She says, "Ball's in your court now."
What's your redundant?
She's done all she's gonna do.
I don't know. She has to keep neutral, you know. She runs a bar.
So
To,
she could tell us who the
So
real
that's
Eli was.
that was 10 feet of movement.
Alright. I move back
Okay. That's 20 feet of movement.
and if I healing, I have to see, don't I? And I have to know which one it is.
Yeah.
it a double bluff where the person's on top, where the real Eli's on top, or is it just a normal bluff?
Inconceivable.
Where
Like the.
They're laying exactly the same way.
No, there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Melcine, what are you doing?
All right,
I might throw my phone.
I move up, but I'm gonna hold a healing action until
So you can get to here. This is 30 feet.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do.
Okay. The enemy is sleeping.
That.
Oh, sorry, Rygar. Sorry.
Gregor's like, I can save him.
I'd like to run down the hallway.
Do it. I make
This
room
way?
for you.
Yep.
5,
Towards Eli.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets you right in the doorway.
And 35 would get me. Oh, I'm sorry.
They're,
Get right in
they're
the
a
doorway.
heap. They're a heap right there.
Gotcha,
Yep.
okay.
They take up kind of like the two spots.
And I say, search the body for his book,
Okay.
and then I go to search one of the bodies.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Gotta roll well. Doesn't count. Put it back in the box.
I like that one.
I like this one better. Nope, I don't.
Why would you tell me that? 11.
Because that's how we play.
I mean, there's 2 books, and
There's 2 books.
there's 2 books, one on each of them.
So she's good.
How would she know? Oh, the blood. No?
No.
No, I don't. Okay.
You see, you look and you see that there's 2 books.
they're both blank.
Yeah.
Are they?
Are they?
Open them up.
You can do that on your next turn. One
Eli's
sleeps.
dead.
Vincent, what are you doing?
You said look for the books.
You see him look through the books.
Oh, so they're both out, right?
He looked for the books. He saw that there's 2 books.
You know what? I'm just gonna stabilize the one that's closest to the door.
Stabilize the one closest to the door. Okay. So you go up to 1 and roll a medicine check. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
One's dead, one's not.
Yeah, chances are I won't make it.
18.
18. All right.
50.
Yeah, we
Sola,
asked
you're
one
up.
Melcine, they won't trust me because the Doppelganger.
Doppler radar.
Get these kids out of here. There's a hole in this wall. And then I'm gonna run up where Vincent
These
is.
Okay.
I
So you go
guess.
back out.
I mean, she
5,
was
10,
laying on top of
15,
me
20,
alive, so she
25,
could've been
30,
Pulling information.
35.
But
You
is
get-
it a bluff or is it a double bluff?
I get there.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
How can we tell?
What do I know about Eli?
Stabilize the other.
He has vials. He has.
Out of another one.
I'm gonna
Can we
stabilize the other one.
activate your
What?
blood
I'm gonna
pressure?
stabilize the other one.
You don't know which one was stabilized.
Well, I should be over the other
I
one.
don't know. I don't know.
It should be like right there.
Roll an intelligence check.
8.
You don't know.
Well, I'm gonna stabilize one of them.
Okay. Stabilize. Go ahead.
Should I roll
Yes,
one or
double
two?
stabilize.
Okay.
If it's an even, it's the one on top. If it's an odd, it's the one that Vincent did.
Okay.
It's an odd, so it's the one that Vincent did.
So you stabilize the same one Vincent
Oh,
did.
you're
Yep.
you're
Okay.
getting the.
Roll medicine check.
Well, it was only fair.
Okay. Eli,
Come
I need
on.
you to roll death save.
Hold your death save.
What about Morthos?
He's outside watching the.
He's trying to fix a camera.
It's right here.
10!
It's like a
Matt wants to kill you so bad.
it's like a good playoff game here.
No, it's not.
Yes,
This
it is.
Fun. I'd rather have a blowout.
I'll get you on the next.
If I'm still
Did I get something
rolling,
over here?
I'll get you on the next one. Unless I forget which one I stabilized.
Okay. Melcine.
So my turn already.
Uh-huh.
I go over to Candy
I hate you so much.
and I
Half a year invested in this.
I try and
Did it really
get
take you 6 months to make your character?
candy.
We've been playing
Yeah.
for 6 months.
Really? Oh wow.
So you appear, and you see her there, and she's just wide-eyed, sees you, eyes go a little bit.
Candy, it's okay. We're trying to save you. We know that there was someone that looked like Sola, but it wasn't her.
Roll persuasion.
Terrible at persuasion.
20. Here comes a 20.
What was it?
A
Na-
one.
Natural one.
Mm-hmm.
She just curls back in the corner and just kind of kicks at you to get away.
I don't know.
And Rygar, you're up.
I'm not a healer. I don't have anything.
Okay. You doing anything with?
And
wanna
the
open
thing
the
is,
book.
like, who do you heal?
I'll open the book.
Okay. Which book do you open?
Oh, interesting.
The one that I.
You saw you found both books. You saw that they were, each had a book.
Okay. And I'll read the one that was off the top.
Okay. So the one that Vincent and Sola had gone to.
I thought that was opposite of
Well,
that one.
they went to the same one.
Okay.
That Vincent went to the one closest to the door. Sola said the one that Vincent went to, even though she said the top or the one, but it was.
Well,
so,
it was because I failed the
yeah,
intelligence
yeah.
check, so.
So you open the one that Vincent went to.
Okay.
Okay.
And what do I see?
And you see words written, story. You see, some script, like it's telling a story, fairy tales.
That was the one you got?
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I don't think so. Alright.
Alright.
Do it!
Touchdown! In a way that he's directed at him.
Don't get that one!
Oh, roll your attack with advantage.
Oh my gosh!
That's gonna do it.
That son of a bitch.
With the void, I will stab with a 20. I don't know.
Okay,
20 a lot.
what's your hip?
20
what's
a
your
lot.
AC, Eli?
Are you good?
No, it's
Nine-
the
17.
doppelganger!
No, I'm joking. You hit the doppelganger.
Oh,
Way.
good job.
Fire damage.
It's like, I don't know what's going on.
D8 plus
Yeah.
plus
I'm so
5.
stressed.
No, it's 2d8. Right?
No, a short sword is.
Yeah.
is
Oh,
D6.
short
sword's a
sword.
D6.
I'm sorry.
You had a 5.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Plus 5. So 18.
18. Okay. Very good. The doppelganger lets out a scream. Ah! And rolls over. Looks up at you. Looks at the situation.
Oh no.
Grabs
No!
his dagger.
No!
And goes to kill Eli.
Oh!
First attack.
But wait, wouldn't he be stabilized?
No,
We
you
stabilized
stabilized the other one.
the same person.
Advantage.
Oh my gosh.
He checked the book of.
We should have
Okay,
taken
well,
our.
we-
First one is
Yeah.
a 14.
Oh gosh.
Again, as he's bleeding out, goes for a second hit.
Oh my god.
Should have disarmed him! I should have disarmed him!
No one disarmed.
Nobody disarmed
Wait, his
him!
dagger went flying away,
He
remember?
had two daggers.
Nice.
23.
No!
As the dagger plunges into your heart, he twists it,
Oh.
pulls it
Lots
out
of gold!
with a laugh, and then takes 2 swipes at Rygar. It's a 17
That means
and a 12,
miss.
and that is 6 slashing damage to you.
He has 1,000 gold, let's resurrect him.
Yeah,
No, remember that blood?
I have
Yeah, what happens to
158.
the favor if you're dead?
All right, it is now Vincent's turn as
He was such a complex character.
My
It might not
next
be
one's a
over.
lot more shallow. Don't worry.
Might not be over yet. Can I see the doppelganger?
you can.
How
He
far
is-
is he away?
He's across from you, lying down in the doorway. Actually, he stood up after he knifed Eli. And he's there, staggered.
He was so lonely.
After he kills Eli, he drops the dagger and raises his hands. I surrender.
No.
Yeah, I don't care.
Kill an
No.
MFer.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
means.
I want his head.
Yeah, take his
Seriously.
head.
I can't really tell. Can I move in a way where I can shoot
You-
off
you
a
can-
chromatic orb?
You'd have to back away and you take an opportunity attack
What?
Fine.
with an unarmed strike.
I give up and I swing?
That's true. You can back up. He wouldn't attack you at
Okay.
this point.
I'll back up and then I'll still shoot chromatic orb.
Okay, roll your attack.
It's gonna be 19.
That hits, and you hit him right square in the face and melt his face as his body shudders and his gray flesh emerges with the front of his face just melted in on itself, falling back onto the bed that's there. Eli's body, lifeless, still, bleeding out, knife wounds puncturing him all through his armor and chest. Candy freaked out on the bed with your party shaken.
Wait, I'm still on the ground.
That is where we will pick things up next session.
We had
One hit away.
I mean, that was super fun, guys.
No. No, it's
Right?
not.
Even though we had a camera go out mid-session, I don't know. Sorry about that. You all missed Jake's his amazing reactions over here. Sorry about that. But we got an interesting little situation. We got a dead PC, and we will pick things up here.